Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4Player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy. Fucking ready. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 525 of 4Player Podcast. My name is Nick Henderson. I am joined this evening by Christopher Guthridge.
Hello.
Nolan Hedstrom.
How's it going, everybody?
And Christopher Davis.
Hello, hello.
We are here once again to talk about video games. It is actually October 26th. This is the day before
D-Day.
D-Day. Yes.
Call it that?
That was June 6th.
Oh, sorry.
I thought we were calling it
the gaming D-Day.
Fucktober?
But like that Fucktober like applies to the entire
a month.
month. Really, it's really just the one day.
No.
V-Day.
There's precedent.
For video games.
Oh, yeah, there we go. V-Day. I like that.
I don't like that.
No?
It sounds like the day that we all catch VD or something.
Yeah.
Well, it could be.
Also, there's.
Hey,
I don't know what y'all are
that could be a pretty crazy day.
I don't know what y'all are going to do tomorrow, but I'm not
There's
crossing
also
it off the
VE
list.
Day. There's also VP Day.
Wait,
VP
did you say there's
Day.
VD
He's
Day?
making shit up
VE
now.
Day.
What's that?
Victory in Europe Day.
Isn't that just V Day?
That's when the Germany surrendered.
Okay. What's VP Day?
Victory in the Pacific.
So it's just a series of victories in the blank day.
That's what they are.
What about VB Day? It's victory in your butthole. Shut up, Chris Davis.
Oh, we're crying out a new...
Storm in the beaches.
Oh my god. Oh man. All right. Anyways, like I said, tomorrow is like the end of the world as far as video games go.
At least not all of them are getting good reviews, right?
I mean, they kind of are.
No.
Oh my lord. Anyways, of course, tomorrow's October 27th. I kind of wish these games were releasing on like the normal like Tuesday because we could have maybe played some of them before this podcast.
That would have been nice.
It's also kind of nice they're
Is that
dropping
a
on a Friday.
trend?
No, it's not.
The games are like, I've been seeing more and more games
It's
coming out
happening
on
quite
Friday.
frequently.
And it's
Evil Within-
Nintendo's always been on Friday. That's fine.
No,
But-
Nintendo likes Fridays and Sundays.
Yeah, that's true.
Nintendo used to drop all their big releases on Sundays.
Dude, Sunday releases are the worst.
Yeah.
But like Evil Within 2 was a Friday. Of course, they were going for the Friday the 13th
Sure.
tie-in thing there, so that may be a...
What about Assassin's Creed? What about Wolfenstein?
They just didn't want to miss out on the party? I don't
guess
know.
so.
I don't know, but yeah, Super Mario Odyssey,
No,
Assassin's Creed,
They all had to
Origins.
come up for Call of Duty, which is the next week.
Oh, yeah, well,
It's tradition now.
I guess, you're right, yeah. Call of Duty kind of officially marks like the last like major AAA release every year, typically,
No.
right?
No,
Is there,
always.
I'm
it's
talking
usually
about AAA,
right in the middle, actually.
talking like AAA. What comes out this year after Call of Duty?
There's definitely something else coming
Yeah,
out
but
this
like
year.
like
There's several
little things, right? Like what's bigger than like there's not another like
That's
my-
the problem. Tomorrow is
in my
shrouding
opinion,
over
everything.
everything we could possibly think of.
fucking and Stranger Things season 2 comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It sucks that I'm not going to
There's like the
Watch any of that
Snipper Clips expansion. I remember that off the top of my head.
Chris Davis.
What?
Triple A. Triple A is what I'm talking about. Big major releases that like has everybody running out to the store to buy a new game. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Battlefront 2. There we go.
Yeah,
See,
Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2.
Thank
I
you.
knew there was at least
Destructor in chat
something.
busting out Battlefront 2. I forgot that was a thing. Anyways,
I don't know if I want to buy that game.
it used to be November used to be like the big crazy month, and now it's slowly shifting earlier and earlier. Now it's October, and eventually it's going to be September. I don't know.
It's always had September.
No,
It usually starts in August.
Need for Speed Payback?
I don't even know. Does that
Really?
qualify as? I mean, I guess it does.
Yeah, it
I
is.
guess it
That's-
does.
Yeah, that is.
I guess I just haven't cared about Need for Speed in ever.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was low.
I mean, Need for Speed, it has its
Inpatient?
highs and
No,
its
that's
very
not
low.
AAA.
The smaller. There's a bunch of cool.
I know,
There's a
I
bunch of good DLC packs coming out before the end of the year. We got expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. We have 2 Resident Evil 7 DLCs coming out. I'm still really crossing my fingers that they release Moss before the end of the year.
Yeah, it should be.
They
Breath
keep
of the Wild.
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild gets a second DLC pack. You're gonna Crispy is gonna talk about the first DLC for Breath of the Wild, which I didn't even realize was out. When did that happen?
a little while ago.
Oh, in
It
June.
came out at
June?
It was a
E3.
little, yeah, it was a little while ago.
Jesus. Well, I missed that one.
It was like the end of June, I think it came out.
So I guess what I'm trying to get to eventually is next week's podcast is going to be madness. Absolute
the
madness.
next couple of weeks, probably.
I'll be talking about Assassin's Creed. I'm sure Nolan, Crispy, we'll all be talking to some degree about Super Mario Odyssey, and Chris Davis is talking about Wolfenstein 2.
I shouldn't be the only one to play that game.
Well, Jack might be next week.
You might not be, though.
Jack is going to be on the show to talk about Wolfenstein. I just don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after that. But
I'm picking up either Assassin's Creed or Wolfenstein tonight, and I haven't decided which.
So it could be Crispy will be talking Wolfenstein.
I feel
next
like
week.
Bethesda title is not going to drop in price for a while.
It doesn't even matter because
Assassin's Creed's going to drop in 3 weeks.
Here's the thing. I'm going to play all three of them before the end of the year, so I'm just picking one and going with it. The thing is, Mario is kind of like my side project while I'm playing other things because I can take
girl?
that. It's my side chick. I can take it wherever I go. Like take it to work. I can take it to Robin's house. I can take it when I come here, so I can play before the show.
Most
That
people
kind of
don't
stuff.
You can't take your side chick to your girlfriend's house.
Yeah, can't she goes to bed at like 7 o'clock? I'm just kidding. She goes to bed at like 9:30.
So she's your night chick then.
So okay. I see what you're doing, Chris Davis. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for that bait. Anyways, we're gonna talk more about The Evil Within 2 because that's like the only thing we've played. I know Nolan's been playing some more South Park. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about these things tonight. Of course, first I want to read some feedback from our last episode. I also want to pimp an update to our Patreon campaign. As of this week, starting with this episode that you're listening to or watching right now. What, Nolan? What? What?
DTH in chat said, like, I just don't really want a Mario game.
That's a strange sentiment, but to each their own. Anyways, if you're listening or watching right now, this episode is the first episode we're going to be releasing. We have a new release schedule that I'm going to be working on for the podcast for the foreseeable future. Assuming it works out the way I think it's going to, I'm going to be getting the podcast up a day early, 24 hours early for supporters on Patreon at any tier, $1 or higher. You get the podcast the day after we record it. So that's tomorrow morning. It'll be available Friday morning to everyone who's a supporter on Patreon. It will have no ads on it. And then 24 hours after that, it'll go live on the site as well as iTunes and SoundCloud and all that good stuff. It just helps me spread it out a little bit so I don't have to rush and try and do it all at once. And I'm going to do it in such a way that it benefits our supporters on Patreon as well. So if you're a supporter, look for that. We'll get it up tomorrow morning. And Discord, I'm going to go ahead and pimp Discord. We've had a lot of great discussions going on in Discord lately. If you're a member of the community and you have not yet, or if you watch us live, whatever, and you have not joined our Discord, we extend an invitation to you to join our community Discord. It's free. We're all in there. We're talking about video games and other weird things. We'd like to talk to you. So come hang out. You can find us at discord.gg/4player. Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, so like I said, I'm going to read some feedback from our last episode. We do this at the beginning of every show every week. If there's anything that we talk about tonight that you have some opinions on, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment at 4playernetwork.com, and we will read said comments at the beginning of the next episode. First feedback comes from Gonzo Lude. This is a lesson in Japanese culture, I suppose. To answer your question about why high school is the most prominent setting in Japanese anime and games, because we had this discussion last week.
Because of Chris Davis's pervy game?
Oh, yeah, because
It's not a
That's
pervy
right, 'cause he
game.
played that weird pervy game.
It's not a fucking.
We're just busting your balls, Chris Davis. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, you are.
Anyways, to answer your question, it all has to do with nostalgia that a lot of people in Japan have about their time in high school. It is often viewed as the last fun experience. This is kind of sad.
Jesus.
It is.
Life is all downhill after high school in Japan.
It is often viewed as the last fun experience they have with clubs, friends, etc. This is in contrast to college life in Japan because of how much of a joke universities are in that country, more so than ours, believe it or not, which is why you don't see many college or adult settings in games or anime. I say that as someone who has studied modern Japan in college and listening to other people who've talked about this subject, the more you know. Speaking of Wes Anderson films, I'm super hyped for Isle of Dogs.
Yes. Have you
so
seen the
good.
trailer?
I don't
No.
know.
It looks so good.
He's doing another fucking.
I still haven't seen his
stop
last
motion.
movie.
I assume
Grand
it's not a
Budapest?
nature
Yeah, I never saw Grand
documentary.
Budapest.
Grand Budapest is
It's pretty good.
probably I don't know if it's his best.
It's not
but
his
it
best.
might be his best.
It's high up there.
It might be.
Dude,
It could be.
Dude, crispy.
It's pretty good.
Crispy.
It's pretty great.
Crispy.
Ray Fiennes is so good.
Crispy.
It's so good.
The Life Aquatic.
It's so good.
It's
I know.
such a fucking
I
good
know,
movie.
but shut up because
What's the other one? The one
Grand
that you
Budapest Hotel's
There's a
really good.
lot.
What's the one you have a tattoo?
Moonrise
Kingdom?
There
It's
we go.
great.
Yeah.
They're
I remember
great.
that movie came out. Crispy, you saw it like
They're
18 times.
They're infinitely watchable. Like so good.
Fantastic
I do
Mr.
like
Fox.
Fantastic
Fantastic
Mr.
Mr.
Fox.
Fox
So
is
hold
so
on.
good.
So Nick, this is gonna be similar to that. It's like stop claymation.
Stop motion.
Yeah. So it takes place in Japan on an island where they send like just dogs.
It's like in the slight future.
yeah, it's like
Can the dogs
dystopian-
talk?
Yes.
Oh, the dogs are the only ones who speak English.
Yeah, everyone else speaks
Because
Japanese.
they're all Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the dog,
like,
watch the trailer. It looks really good.
All the American English speaking actors in the movie are the dogs.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but it's like
That's really
like a
Any-
boy
are there any
lands on
big
the
names?
island. Yo,
Any
a lot.
voices?
All of them.
Edward Norton is the main
Edward Norton.
character.
Ah.
And then obviously every single one of Wes Anderson's normals is there. Like Jordan.
Is Bill Murray in it?
Bill Murray's in it.
Yeah.
What's his face? Jeff Goldblum. I'm pretty sure is doing one.
Oh, God,
yeah.
hiccups.
Dude, there's a lot. Yeah.
Oh God, why did I have to get hiccups? Okay, I'm gonna fight this.
There was a couple
Okay.
new ones too.
A couple. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Icifer, or Icifer, I don't know how to say his name. He says,
He tells you how.
"Hello. For future reference, the first letter of my name is a capital I." That doesn't really. That's great. I'm glad to know this. I don't know how to pronounce the name though. I'm assuming it's Icifer. I'm sure he'll comment for next week and tell me how to pronounce it. Thank you. I'm currently knee-deep in Divinity 2, but all your talk about the evil within makes me want to pick it up for Halloween. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Some really fun moments this week. Nolan's under a blacklight comment really made me laugh.
Wait, which one was that one?
What were we talking about?
I don't remember. I say a lot of words.
Yeah.
I don't always keep track of my words. The discussion about AAA single-player games was interesting. From my personal experience, most of the really good single-player games I've played recently have been from smaller studios. I wouldn't mind AAA games being focused on multiplayer games. I think smaller studios tend to make more creative games, maybe because they have to try harder. Anyways, great show, as always.
You know what's a pretty good
If you fucking say get even,
get even?
Gideon.
shut up, Cole Black. You're the worst.
Hey, Nick, real quick.
It's $15 on Steam.
'cause I was
$15.
curious.
I think I just got a notification about
Some
that.
of the cast for Isle of Dogs: Edward Norton, Scarlett Johansson, Bryan Cranston, Tilda Swinton, Liv Shriver, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, Harvey Keitel, Fisher Stevens, Ken Watanabe, Yoko Ono.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
There's a lot of people in it.
Man, I recognize almost all of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bunch of people.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch the trailer for that. I kind of just got the urge to watch Fantastic Mr. Fox again.
It's so good.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
I rewatched that actually a couple of months ago with
So
Bernadette.
good.
quite good. Anyways, thank you so much for your comment. I do want to just, he says he wouldn't mind AAA games being focused on multiplayer games. I think they have their place. Multiplayer games certainly have their place in AAA development for sure.
Yeah.
I just think it would be insane to to have any company and entertain the notion that there's not a market for single player games or a way of developing them in a cost effective
So
manner.
I still think we're gonna have still plenty of single player games. I think it's easier to do a multiplayer for a AAA just because you have so much more people to help polish the networking, the issues that come about with multiplayer. If you notice, some smaller indie games when it comes to multiplayer are generally mods of something that's already polished by someone else, or very small in scope, just because multiplayer is extremely hard to work around, especially with latency and stuff like that. What's up, Crispy?
I think some of the most ambitious multiplayer games,
so
biggest in terms of concept, have been indies. I mean,
Screen Cheat?
Spy Party is a great example of that.
But once again, that's two people though.
Sure.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying scope size. I'm saying indie games don't have that huge scope. You're not going to see an indie multiplayer game with like 50 people in a match.
I mean, they don't have scope. They don't have scope in terms of. Well, okay, that one's particularly.
I'm talking
player
about
size.
scale.
But well, there's
I'm not talking
another.
about
There's
quality.
there's one out that's still in early access right now called Sub Rosa. That seems like it's supposed to be pretty big. It's kind of like a riff on the idea of Grand Theft Auto multiplayer, but if running around and just killing people randomly was like a bad thing, you know?
Okay.
Wait, that's not how you play that game?
And you have to like, I don't even completely understand it, but like what I was watching videos and reading up about it, and it just seems really, really interesting. It's been in development for a really, really long time. The focus is on like all the players like start the game by going into town, and then you get picked up by one of the 3 teams, which are like these companies, and then it's all about like doing deals and like planning heists and shit like that. But you can't just act like a jackass well, I guess you can't. I don't know. It's really weird and complicated, but like these indie multiplayer games have huge scope in terms of idea and in terms of how much iteration goes into them. Like how many different versions, how many different updates, like how long like Chris Hecker's been working on Spy Party for what, almost 10 years?
No, probably closer to 8, 9.
Maybe. Yeah.
Also, Black Mamba in chat brings up PUBG. That's an indie game.
Yeah.
But that's based off of
that was a mod.
Is it Arma?
a mod for Arma. Arma?
It started as
Arma.
Daisy clone. And then it went to
Daisy clone. So that's what I'm saying. Someone else did all the hard work, and then they took that and they made it better. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
PUBG is great.
The guy, Player Unknown, he's the one who started it.
I understand. But I'm saying the backbone of that game was developed by a larger company.
Yeah.
And
Like
they
engine
made
and
it.
assets.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that indies don't exist
skeleton of that
with
game.
large multiplayer scopes. I'm just saying it is much more common to find a polished multiplayer game with a large amount of players in it that have some sort of interaction with each other from a larger developer. That's all I'm saying. Just because
probably
it
more
is
common,
difficult.
yeah.
Go and talk to developers. Like networking in multiplayer games is not easy.
Yeah.
It is not easy at all.
The farther we get, that was weird. The farther we get from this whole discussion, the sky is falling situation with single player games, the more I think about just like, this is probably just more of just the beginning of like a shift of an evolution of both single player and multiplayer game development. Like, single player games aren't gonna die. They're just gonna change.
They won't.
And like I was actually talking about this earlier today with someone. Like, Hellblade is a really great example of a major developer, Ninja Theory, who found some really interesting, creative ways to cut development costs and produce a really awesome single-player focused game. And that game is about that game is actually on the verge of breaking even, which is kind of, it's taken a little while, but like it's going to make a profit. And like in a lot of cases, when developers are making these single-player games, that's not a given, which I think is kind of the biggest problem in this industry. Like, they spend so much money developing these games, knowing that they may not make enough money to pay it off. And it's kind of like, so why are we not like focusing on ways to cut costs in development so that we don't have to sell as many copies to make that profit? It's kind of, I feel like that's kind of what we're being forced to experiment with. And
Sure.
I'm interested to see where that goes. I think there's just a lot of panic right now, especially because of the whole visceral thing. Anyways, moving on. Fourth Horseman, he says, can I say first and foremost, never talk about your worst pain ever again. Man, those stories had me wincing. Never again, please. Does anybody have anything else to add from last week?
They weren't good.
What else have we broken or...
Did you ever hear about that
Run
one
to-
guy who got his penis stuck on a park bench?
Oh, what? Is that a real story?
Yeah, like he stuck it through a hole, but then
Well, first of all, that's his own damn fault.
it
Why?
is. But then it got like as hard and like that cut off. It almost became like a ring.
Okay. All right, moving on.
They had to
He
come and,
says,
like cut him
Like a
out.
cock ring.
Yeah.
Fourth Horseman continues. He says,
Why didn't he just get not hard?
Because he couldn't, because the blood was already in
have you
there.
ever tried?
Oh, 'cause
have you
it
ever
can't
tried
write
getting
'cause
not
the
hard
ring.
when you're like hard? It's actually harder than it sounds.
It's just like,
Stop it!
Stop it.
No!
He could have taken a pin and just like pricked it and drained it.
Anyways, regarding companies moving
No
away
need to
from
get other people involved.
Sorry about this.
regarding companies moving away from single player games, it's still crazy that it comes up with how on point single player games have been this year. Nier Automata, Resident Evil 7, Horizon, Zelda, Persona, just to name a few, and still more coming out like Mario, Assassin's Creed, and Xenoblade, Wolfenstein as well. I understand high praise isn't what companies care about if it doesn't reflect on satisfactory sales, but I'm hoping that instead of steering away from single player games, they instead take a look at how they can improve behind the scenes to make it more affordable and needing less return to be successful. That's perfect. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to say a minute ago, and you said it much more gracefully. So, yeah.
Maybe he should host the
Eloquent.
podcast.
Definitely.
Damn it, Crispy. Eloquently. You said it much more eloquently.
Someone in chat missed it because I'd already scrolled up, but that's fine. But I just remembered when you were talking about pain and stuff. I was at my aunt's house when I was, I think, 11, and I was walking. My mom and her were talking. Why are y'all shaking your heads?
Because I'm
because-
bracing myself.
Because Fuck you.
Preemptive fuck you, Nolan.
He specifically asked for us not to tell these stories.
That's why we have
No,
to.
he said, "Do you have any more stories?" I was walking around in her backyard while my aunt and my mom were talking, and I stepped on my heel, stepped on a board with a nail sticking out of it, and stepped right on it. Threw my shoe into my foot.
Tetanus.
Yeah, no,
and
yeah,
the
I had to go get a tetanus shot. Yeah.
Lockjaw. All right.
And then the gangrene.
And then there was one time when I was 19, 20, I was coming down out of my attic not wearing shoes, and you know how you have the springs that keep your attic door up? Caught my pinky toe. There's still a scar on the bottom of my pinky toe.
Shut up, Nolan.
Forgot about those. Do y'all want to see it?
No, Jarose says, Jarose says, the scary thing being that you can see big companies throw in loot boxes, Shadow of War style, into near automata if they want to. I
can't see it.
Wait, I'm trying to read. Okay. Oh, you want this powerful chip? Loot box exclusive.
Hard to see.
I think he's just saying because of the nature of like digital development and like DLC and stuff, they can literally add these kind of things to games at any point after release.
That's easy to do.
Yeah,
Really good.
Hey, look, it's Reborn. Reborn wrote in this week.
Oh,
Reborn. Hey guys, sorry I missed the live feed last week. Glad it went on YouTube. Thank you, Chris Davis, for your hard work. Not to drag this out, but the diagnostic features for a gambling addiction is a quote-unquote a pattern of chasing one's losses and risking something of value in hopes of obtaining something of greater value. She even references some legal jargon here. I'm not going to read because, wow, I don't know how. Page numbers. There's page numbers in here. It's bad when you've gotten to the point that you exhibit maladaptive behaviors such as jeopardizing relationships with others and your career, relying on others to give you money. If you're preoccupied with gambling, such as reliving euphoric experiences or planning the next venture constantly, and or gambling when distressed or as a coping mechanism. There are other symptoms you can have, but basically if you're venturing to collect loot boxes, loot crates, is significantly impeding the other aspects of your life, congratulations, you've been diagnosed with an addiction.
that's a real thing.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what we said. It's not gambling. It is an addiction.
Reborn says, I have a diagnostic manual, so that explains the page numbers here. It's page 585 to 586, if anybody's wondering.
Which manual?
DSM-5, 2013?
Before BDSM. BDSM? Wait.
Yeah.
BDSM, yes.
Yeah, okay.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
I got it.
You
Nice
nailed
little
it.
save at the end. Though, like, I really like BDSM. Oh, I mean, is that a thing that people? Did I get that right? What does the B stand for?
By the way, Henry is adorable. Nick, I'm not surprised you didn't want to hold the baby. It's only a couple months, but Henry's already as tall as you now. God damn it. First of all, it's not that I didn't want to hold the baby. It's purely the fact that I was asked to hold the baby in front of a live studio audience, which makes me nervous. Because if anything were to happen, it's on film, and that just kind of like stresses me out.
But you weren't.
Weren't what?
There's nothing
no
live
studio
nor
audience.
studio about this audience.
Sorry, a live audience. How's that?
I guess.
I mean, there are people watching.
So we assume.
People seem to like our...
Okay, for Scud Destroyer, who's that? Russian bot, probably. Not a real person. Scarecrow, who's that? Probably another fucking bot.
Probably a scarecrow.
We're just in a room talking to each other, and there's bots talking in
Reborn Revolution, who the fuck is that?
chat. I don't know.
Russian bot?
Maybe.
People seem to like our Hinderstroms.
Yes, that was a pretty great photo. I like that.
We need to get a Christmas photo.
I also really liked the gif of Brad shoving Henry into the screen. That was.
Do you think Brad would be okay with that if you and I went to like a studio and got like a Christmas photo with Henry?
He'd do it. He'd totally do it. We'd have to borrow his child for.
No, yeah, why not?
I mean, that was a great photo. You guys should do it.
But yeah, like we'll wear Christmas outfits. We'll dress up Henry.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, we could send that out to our patrons.
Yeah.
I bet he'd be down for this. You think he'd let us borrow his baby for a day?
Not a day. You need him for like an hour.
Yeah, good point.
What's the hourly rate on a baby nowadays?
I don't know.
Borrow your baby, you can't come.
Lil Corks says, Lil Corks, hey, great episode as always. I seem to be enjoying your podcast more and more every week. Oh. Wonderful. Thank you. We hope you like this one.
Where's the butt?
That's the Stockholm syndrome setting in.
Yes.
Yeah.
In regards to the Evil Within franchise and your past discussions about it, you've convinced me to pick up the Evil Within. Thank you. I am absolutely loving this game and never really play games in this genre, so the story is really tripping me out so far. We'll be picking up the second game when I can find the time. Great. That's
perfect.
That right there sums up why I love doing this show.
When somebody
people tell
tells
me
you that they bought a game because you were talking about it,
I know. It's really
a good feeling.
It's very rewarding. Don't ever hesitate to tell us things like that. I love hearing it. So thank you. Thank you.
It's also a really good game.
It is also a damn good
I
game.
have people in chat thanking me for picking up A Hat in Time, which is a game Nick should totally play.
How many people have thanked you for playing Get Even?
Oh god!
You know,
I don't recall. This is what I love about Crispy. He always finds the best backhanded response to things. It's
Apparently,
fucking fantastic.
Evil Within is $10 on Steam right now.
That's
Damn.
$10 on Steam.
I feel like I paid too much. I bought it like a week ago and it was $20.
Just because of the proximity to it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No. I don't mean like I feel like I got ripped off. I mean like I definitely paid too much if I would have just waited another week and it lost half of its price.
Hey, look, King Carey says he bought Nier because of Crispy.
Damn, thanks.
Cobra says he bought A Hat in Time.
I don't
because of
know
me.
what I said that convinced you to play that game.
Because I remember
I feel like I was being very conflicted about it.
I specifically remember Crispy's
that was the sell.
desperately trying to describe his feelings about Nier and like not failing, but kind of failing,
but not succeeding.
Like I don't know how I feel.
All sound is done.
Hold on a second.
That because it's still recording over here. I did say that first.
Welcome
All right.
back to the podcast, everyone.
You don't do that, Chris Davis. That's my job.
No,
Welcome back
too
to the
late.
show, everybody.
You're fired.
Get out of here. Every week we warn you. Hey, look, Slardacity just subscribed, and he has our next bit of feedback.
Yes.
Whoa.
That was really weird and convenient.
Serendipitous.
Yes. Slardacity says, thanks for attempting to talk about Blue Reflection,
I tried my
Chris
best.
Davis. I'll put it on my ever-growing list
Did
of
we not?
JRPGs to play.
Did we not seriously discuss that game?
I mean, it was...
I tried my best. I just got mocked for 95% of that discussion.
it was low-hanging fruit, and we went for it. I'm so sorry. Also, about Henry on the podcast thing, if you guys wait long enough, Henry can be the old man of the group and follow in his pappy's footsteps. I don't think that's how that works, because we'll continue to age as well.
No, we'll be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's morbid as fuck. Anyways, thank
That's
you for
life.
your comments, Slardacity. Nannerpuss. Really, Crispy?
Really?
Really?
He's been a chatter for years.
Anyways,
Yeah,
hearing Chris describe Madoka Magica as someone who... That was you, right?
Yes,
Chris Davis,
me.
yes.
Madoka Magica, as someone who has seen it... Wait, sorry, I'm going to start this comment over again. Starting over. Hearing Chris Davis describe Madoka Magica as someone who has seen it was hard. Not because I disagreed with him or anything, I just know that exact situation of trying to convince people to watch something when it has an apparent barrier of entry. Good luck trying to convince anyone, Chris. Personally, I've given up.
What was the barrier of entry?
What was the...
A dental dam.
That it's a magical girl show. But it's a complete subversion of that entire
Oh,
genre.
Madoka Magica was the thing you were describing when trying to talk about Blue
Yes,
Reflection.
it's the thing I want to play.
That's right.
That doesn't exist now. Blue Reflection is the closest thing I get.
Well, Nannerpuss believes you, and he
And thank you,
feels for
Nannerpuss.
your
Believes you
plight.
so much he had to leave a comment because, I mean, yeah, apparently it's supposedly good.
Supposedly, Arxidus says, "I do not like anime. Period. I have not seen much anime. Period.
Sam, I am.
I do not know anything about anime. Period." Chris Davis is
Wait,
not
who made this comment?
Arxidus.
Arxidus?
Coming
Outlaw
right.
Star
I don't know where this
episode
comment is
23.
going, but I'm going to keep reading it.
Outlaw Star episode 23, Arxidus.
Watch it. Chris Davis is not good at selling things he likes. I must back him up. That show he mentioned last week, Puella Madoka Magica. I can't read the fucking name of the show. Really is remarkable. Consider the name of the show. and the look of the show and the genre of the show, and know that it thoroughly subverts any expectation one might have. It is colorful and intensely sentimental, sweet like candy. It is also heavy, harrowing, and aggressively emotional. It is very hard sell, for sure, but know that it is indeed legitimate and would surprise the hell out of anyone. There you go.
Thank you.
I believe you, Arxidus.
Wow.
Unlike
Thank you,
some
Arxidus.
people in this room.
That's what the show looks like?
I mean,
Nolan,
what are we looking
Nolan
at?
just
What?
Google imaged it, and now he's looking at his phone.
I want to see.
Are those boobs?
No.
No, that is a child, Nicholas.
I can't see. Anyways, thank you, Arxidus. Giroux actually commented on that as well. He says, it's a transformation superhero... Common
Like Kamen Rider?
Kamen Rider story that deals with... sorry, is that an anime? What am I missing?
No, it's not. It's a live action show.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking ancestral cousin to Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you're
maybe
talking
heard of
about.
Ultraman, for example. That's
Like the
similar.
forefather of all that shit.
Right. Okay, anyways. It's a
Japanese
transformation
superheroes always wear
superhero...
motorcycle helmets and have giant robots.
It's a transformation superhero Kamen Rider story that deals with the existential dilemma and the unseen horror of a grander scale that leverages against the established tropes within the genre to further push its drama, but still brings it back to full circle. People are getting intense about this show.
Maybe you should watch it.
I mean, the
It's
writer
on Netflix.
The writer wrote the cult classic Vien Seiya no Uta, which is about a love story in Lovecraftian circumstances, and you can see lots of similar story elements in Madoka Magica. Man, people are really coming to bat for the show. You've inspired some people.
Based on the images I looked up when I Google imaged this, I feel like I need to watch it in my room with the door closed.
That's probably why it's the hard sell.
Yeah.
In
No.
what manner
But
do you
people
say
are-
that?
Nick,
I'm not gonna watch this like riding the bus. Just because of what it looks like. It seems like people would be giving me weird looks if they saw me watching that in public.
Anyways, I need to keep going. Well, Crispy, what are you trying?
I was just saying that you should feel a sense of kindredness with these people because, I mean, you're a heavy metal fan. You know what it's like to have a lot of passion for something that is objectively dumb.
I knew that was coming. The moment
up in the pit.
Yeah, the moment he started talking, he got about to his fifth word, and I was like, I can already see where this is going. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate
I'm sorry, Nick.
your...
I'm sorry.
That doesn't reflect my actual thoughts or opinions. Maybe.
Giroux goes on to say, I feel like in terms of similar theme, Nier Automata is the closest mainstream game to Madoka Magica off the top of my head.
Really?
It's not a direct comparison, but it's very close in tone.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I guess maybe I'll get to that in December.
Also, last comment for the week, Scarecrow says, Cece's Pizza is okay pizza, Chris Davis.
No, it's not.
Stop hating on cheap
No,
pizza.
it's not. That is not good
I will
pizza.
stab you in the eye. Cece's Pizza is fucking horrible.
I mean,
It is
greasy.
atrocious.
from an economic
is-
standpoint.
It's a
It is
$5
bad.
buffet
It makes a lot
pizza,
of sense.
and which you're overspending on.
Cece's. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. We're talking about Cece's. Sorry. Cece's is okay. I was thinking Little Caesars. Little Caesars is a piece of shit.
Whoa,
Cece's
whoa.
is okay.
Little Caesars is
Wow.
better than Cece's.
No. fuck
you think
you.
Cece's is better than Little Caesars?
Yes.
They're both bad. First
Little
of all.
Caesars
They're
is
both
worse.
bad.
But-
Cece's
I always
worse.
mix up the names. Sorry. No, Cece's is not worse.
Little
Cece's is
Caesars?
far superior to Little Caesars.
No.
Far superior.
No.
Oh, God. Are we going to get passionate about this like we did for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Yes.
Now, Double Dave's is where it's at.
Double D's is good.
Double Dave's is hipster shit.
Can someone click on this? Can someone click on this picture of? I dedicate this picture to Nick from Illumination
By
in
someone,
chat.
you mean me.
For the rest of my life, I will always confuse Little Cece's and Little Caesars
I
and
don't.
Cece's.
I don't know what that means, but that's pretty funny.
Oh no, Illumination. It'd be so much better if it was the word elf.
Wait, what?
The moment you realize you elfed up.
Oh my God. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your feedback this week. If you have anything you would like to say after tonight's episode, please leave us a comment over at 4playernetwork.com. We'll get to it at the beginning of next show. But now we've got to talk about video games. And we only really have one to really talk about at any length, I guess, this week. Evil Within 2.
Oh.
I finished it. Chris Davis finished it.
How long is that game?
It took me 21 hours.
I beat it in 17 and a half.
I need to play more games.
Yeah, although it took me 21 hours, but I got a lot of like the trophies for like finding all of the things. Not all of the, I didn't platinum it or anything, but I found a lot of the things that you would have to kind of go out of your way to find, like all of the slides and. I even, although I'll be honest, a good 2 hours of that was probably me killing time in the shooting gallery. I maxed out. I got the.
Haven't even gotten there.
I got the highest score in the.
I don't know how you did that,
dude. Oh my god!
I can't pass 65,000.
I hit the wall at 65,000. The secret is, you focus on one color at first, and every time you eliminate a huge chain, right? They'll start to like vibrate, and you'll knock out a whole bunch of them at once.
Which color do you shoot first, Nick?
I'm gonna say blue. Okay,
So the red really or the blue, or what's the other color?
No, it really depends on what, because like it gives you a different layout every time you start the match. So you just you look for whichever one has the most connecting colors, right? And you focus on that one. You avoid it. You shoot all the other ones.
I mean, it's kind of pure luck. That
no,
fucking
it's not.
thing.
No, it's not, because I consistently started breaking 100,000 like that once I realized the trick. Because the goal is to only go for like to get them to start vibrating. Cause that's how you know you're going to get a chain.
Yeah.
Every time you eliminate a chain of one of the colors, it drops an hourglass. Shoot the hourglass. It'll turn any of the surrounding colors into
the closest matching color.
The closest matching color, which allows you to create more chains. And eventually you get to the point where you have. So I had like 6 or 7 hourglasses on the screen at once sometimes, and I was like creating combos left and right, and it gets to the point where you're breaking 100,000 easily.
I mean, the problem for me with that was they introduced another color, and then they introduced the boxes that are penalty boxes.
Yes,
and those start taking up progressively more room.
But if you shoot an hourglass next to a penalty box,
are you guys talking about the shooting minigame?
Dude, the shooting minigame in this game is so fucking good. I'm sorry.
Can we get back on track?
Yes, okay. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry. Crispy, what would you like to know about the Evil Within 2?
Is it good?
Yes, it's so fucking good.
This is probably one of my favorite games.
Because I heard it's fucking butt.
What?
Who told you that?
Well, no, I didn't. I was just hoping to engender conversation.
Were you watching my stream last night?
Is it butt?
No, I ran into a couple of glitches. Like
butt.
One time a guy was crawling down some stairs, and I went to shank him.
Yeah.
And I fell through the floor.
Oh.
Yep. Wow. Well, it never happened to me, but I could definitely see how that might happen. Although the first game is noticeably jankier than this.
Yeah. No.
Like this game runs so smooth on PC.
And it runs pretty smooth on console as well.
I was saying that my game glitched a couple of times actually last night. There was one point where an enemy was chasing me, and instead of running around a box, he kept trying to like jump over it, but there was like another box on top that prevented him, so he just kept like kind of jumping up and
I ended
down.
up in a few situations where enemies just consistently kept running into like a box or something, and
or
they
like
just refused to
door.
leave.
Yeah. Like the AI navigation is one of the few bad things about this game.
I will say this, and although to be honest, like I am very serious about wanting to avoid spoiler conversations.
Please.
Because there is a lot to spoil in this game. I think this game honestly I think this game really starts to, like, last week when we talked about it, we were all, at least people who were playing it were,
you said there wasn't enough psychedelic moments in the game.
Yeah, so because of the more open nature of it,
and I want to know if that situation improved.
Yes, okay, let me get to that. So the game is more open, right? That's kind of the big difference between this one and the first one. Because of the fact that it's more open, I feel like those mindfuck moments are more spread out.
Yeah.
So sometimes in some of them you can completely miss. Oh my god, we're having like fucking mic issues tonight. This is lovely.
I already have the other mixer up and lined up ready to go. Either during the break or next week. I'll set up the old mixer and we can check that out.
Anyways, so those like mindfuck psychedelic moments are more spread out, and you get to a point in the game where it starts to funnel you more, and then it starts to like be more like the original, where it's constantly hitting you with like
fireballs,
crazy moments. Yeah, that's
especially when you get towards the bosses.
Yeah, when you get towards the boss. I will tell you this though, there were things that happened in the Evil Within 1 that are so cool and so out there that I don't think anything in this game topped it. There are some cool moments, definitely some cool moments, and some really cool transitions. But I don't feel like it's. By the time it's all said and done, I don't think it's like crazier than the Evil Within 1.
Would you consider, having finished the Evil Within 2, would you consider this game being the Dead Space 2ification of Evil Within?
In that it's a lengthier, more polished, maybe more action oriented version of its predecessor. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, more like a really good game, really good follow-up sequel. A little more action focus, a little less atmospheric focus.
Well, the thing about it is that
I would say that, yes.
Half of the atmosphere from the first game is based on you not knowing what the fuck is going on for 3/4 of that game.
Half the atmosphere is, you're right, not knowing what's going on. But like
in the second game, you're going in, you know what to expect.
The atmosphere in the first game is so fucking thick, and we've talked about this game a fair amount, like not a crazy amount, but a fair amount. But every bit of footage that we've seen, the only significant difference I'm seeing is the time of day. You're still kind of just like out in this really.
So it's
a
just
very
so
clean
happens.
picture, like clean looking character. Everything looks really clean. Not like spick and span kind of clean, but like everything looks a lot crisper.
There is definitely...
This looks like a different game than the Evil Within.
Okay, first of all, when it starts to narrow its focus and start to go down a more linear path, which does eventually happen, you'll start to see it starts to look maybe more familiar to you. It starts to look more like the Evil Within 1. But I think there is a pretty... This is probably a byproduct of them switching engines, right? Because the first one was what, id Tech?
Yeah, first one was id Tech 5. This is modified id Tech, I think 5 or 6.
It's
called the Stim engine.
Stim engine, which is so there is a distinct difference, I think, between the way this game looks versus the first one, and I think generally speaking,
I'm not just talking technically either.
I'm talking
like
as
far
art
as
design,
production design.
art design, yeah. And I do think there is a difference, and this is in a sound negative, and I'm not trying to sound overly negative, but I think this game's look is a little bit blander than the Evil Within 1. I think, especially from a technical standpoint, I think the Evil Within 1 was like really memorable because the contrast was super high. Like everything was super dark, and so when things were like bright, it like the contrast was like super intense.
Right.
This game, everything seems kind of like meets in the middle.
It's like Pocop and Chat is saying, is that the lighting in the first game is beautiful, and like that is the most striking thing to me about the first game, is the way that scenes are lit.
There are really cool scenes that are lit in this game.
That contributes to the overall sense of atmosphere. It borrows really. I mean, it uses a lot of very cinematic principles of lighting in a horror setting to drive emotion and atmosphere that don't really seem to be largely replicated.
Yeah, and the thing
in
is,
this game.
So it just so happens the footage that we watched last week and the footage we're watching here are from two different parts of the game in the same area.
Right.
And they're both
Which
kind
is
of
fair,
and they're both kind of in the open area, which I think is better for us for the sake of watching this footage while talking about it, so it doesn't spoil anything for you. Because when it does
some
take
of the
you
more sensitive,
when it does take you off, because a lot of those mindfuck moments and I think the really beautiful parts of this game usually happen when you break off from this open area and you go into more linear locations, like set piecey moments. And those are definitely more, they feel more like the original Evil Within 1, and there's some really great stuff in here. And I obviously don't want to spoil anything, but like this game I think really starts. I never knew you could do that.
Fucking
A.
If you run up to anything, you don't have to press A. If you're just running up to either a car or a door, contextually he'll interact with it.
You can fucking flip over the hood of cars. God damn it!
Wasted
21 hours this game. I never did that.
Wasted time. No.
Oh well, this is no Ripper mode, right?
I mean, it is
right.
It is kind of fun.
Just playing.
What I was gonna say is I caught a trailer for this game on TV or something, or like on YouTube or something the other day, and the scenes that they're showcasing are a lot different
and they're
than what I'm seeing, and it makes me think that it's like a 10% cool visuals, 90% this.
No. This is the 10%. For at least from how much I've played.
I think it's more like this is like 30%.
Okay.
30 or 40%, and then the rest of it's more kind of what you're expecting.
Because the thing is, the footage we capture, I don't want to fucking spoil anything.
Sure.
Because it's really good.
Even the section I'm in, the open world area I'm in, it's still nighttime though, so it's still shadowy and spooky and so.
But like when you start interacting with some of the side characters and going to places like City Hall and the theater and among others, like that's where some of the cool shit starts going down. And honestly, when I was about there's like 17 chapters in this game. When I was like about chapter 10 or 11, I was like, this is really good. I'm really enjoying this game. I don't know if it's going to top the first one for me. And I was like, this is a great game, but I don't think it's going to top it. And then I finished the game last night, and I was like, I don't think I've ever been so torn trying to figure out which game I like more. Because in the back half of this game, especially from a storytelling perspective, it really starts to come together, and it has like a really satisfying
like the
final
last
few chapters.
45 minutes of The Evil Within 2 is...
I'd even say the last
some
like
of my
two...
favorite bits of this year, honestly.
I think even like the last 3 hours of this game are really striking. I just think you can potentially spend a lot longer too exploring these open areas. I spent a good amount of time, but I'm sure there's stuff I missed. You could potentially go 4 or 5 hours playing this game without maybe going into like those more linear focused, story driven psychedelic moments. Mm-hmm. So it might feel like it's less of that stuff, but I think it's a pretty even spread. But man, I don't know what to say about it without spoiling it. But man, some of the stuff they do.
There was a pretty cool moment when I was playing last night on the stream. I was trying to save up some green goo. To get an upgrade. It was the next stealth upgrade.
Yeah.
And so I go up there and I sit in the chair, and Tatiana's like, she's like, you're focusing a lot on running away. I can't remember her exact words.
Oh yeah, won't she like base the way what she says to you on what you're actually?
Yeah, but she was like, you might want to put invest in more combat skills. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? She's right. Like I put like all my points into stealth. But yeah, anytime I don't have like any advanced health or anything.
That's the thing about this game, that it's completely revamped the stealth from the first game and made it so much more important and so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
like the combat is still good in The Evil Within 2. I'd say it's even better than it was in the first game, and that helps.
Yeah, I think
you got the additional.
I would have to believe that.
I mean,
it's definitely similar, but I mean, this is all like
the real big problem with the first game was the fucking widescreen bars on the screen.
That was a big issue.
Letterboxing. You know, it's funny when you beat the game, it does unlock letterboxing mode.
Yeah,
so you can play it that way if you like.
Although you can also, at least on PC right now, you can play this game entirely in first person, actually.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Which is interesting. But I mean, when you think about it, like even the Evil Within 1 was it all kind of evolved from Resident Evil 4 combat, right? I mean, this is all kind of just the next logical step from that. And I think this definitely improves upon it from Evil Within 1. There was definitely some missteps in the first one as far as combat goes. But still, like, I've been hearing people like listen to other podcasts and hearing people talk about the Evil Within. They're like, Evil Within 2 is great. Evil Within 1 was terrible. And I'm just like, did we play the same game? Like, I don't... I've
been hearing the opposite.
This one is definitely an improvement. I'm not saying everybody's saying that, but this one is definitely an improvement. But man... Like, there are some people who somehow think this game is, like, totally different than the first one, and I just don't.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Victus brought up a point, axes in the game. I love axes, but I hate them. I really wish you could choose to use the knife over the axe.
Yeah, because if you're holding one, it forces you to use it.
Oh.
There was like multiple scenarios where I was holding an axe in my hand, and I shot a dude to the point where he was almost dead. I ran out of bullets, and in like a panic... I hit the melee button and I wasted an axe.
Yep.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
But bottles kind of replace that in a way.
Yeah, dude, I can tell you right now, I used very few.
No, you don't. Because there's an ability you can buy.
Yeah. If you have it.
I mean, yeah, but it's a pretty cheap ability.
I don't have it yet.
They give you several different abilities that you can pick from to kind of like subvert that problem. One where you'll at a percentage chance you'll like dodge out of the way, roll out of the way of attacks. They have one where you'll hit them with a bottle. But the one I'm talking about with the bottle is it's just like the enemy dodge in the Resident Evil remake, in which it's not that it activates when you're grabbed.
and it'll bash the enemy and knock him away for a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean it's like they recognize some of their problems, but they give you abilities to kind of deal with them, which is nice. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to add to it, because like everything we said last week still holds true. I think the game ends really strong.
Our real problem right now is that it's so hard to talk around this game.
I would actually like to do a spoiler cast for it.
Absolutely, I'm on board.
So maybe we'll try and put that together in the next week or so, or I don't know. Maybe I would like Brad's finished the game too. But I don't know how easy it's going to be to get him on a show. But Nolan's still playing through it, right? You're still playing.
I'm going to finish it here within the next week, probably.
Cool. So maybe
I'm going to try. The problem is Mario comes out tomorrow.
Problem is tomorrow the world ends. The video game world ends. So yeah, we'll revisit this. How are we doing on time? So let's shift gears for a second. I guess we kind of want to just catch up with updates on other things y'all are playing.
Yeah, I can briefly talk about South Park.
More South Park.
I thought I was in game last time I played. Apparently, there was a lot more to the game than I realized.
How long have you spent with it now?
I can't. That's tough. I really don't know. 17 hours, maybe. Something like that. 18. I don't know. Maybe somewhere around there. Yeah, there was quite a bit more than I thought there was in the game. But yeah, so apparently, last night when I was stopping, they were telling me that I was approaching the final boss of the game, or the kind of final sequence. But yeah, it's still great. I'm still loving every minute of it.
I've heard a few people, and maybe after the show last week, I know we had a conversation off the feed about
South Park,
the quality of South Park's writing, or their style of humor. And I've seen a few other people online and stuff talk about something is different with this one as far as the humor goes, and maybe it's not clicking with some people. Do you notice any difference in the quality of writing versus the first one? Or
yes and no. I mean, I would say that the style of their humor has changed slightly over the years. It's not for me. Prime South Park is seasons like 7 through like 15, 16. Like that's where it fucking I could watch those episodes over and over and over.
Knocking it out of the park.
The past couple of seasons, the humor's kind of changed a little bit. I mean, granted, this one, it is all about the main character's ability to fart. I mean, that started with the first game, and this is a sequel, and obviously you play the same character, so you're farting.
And we're going with that's the crux of the story.
Yeah, no, it is. That actually does play into the story.
Been time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Farts happen a lot. Like especially late in the game, you have abilities. And pretty much you unlock abilities via your friends that let you interact with the world. Like Scott Malkinson has diabetes. If you fart in his face a lot, he goes into a diabetic rage and can topple over items that are in your path. Kyle is the human kite, and so he'll grab onto your back and you fart and you can glide to places. Stuff like that. It's all very, very fart humor. And I will admit, towards the end of the game, it gets a little old.
Yeah.
It gets a little old by the time you're at the end of the game. Okay.
But Nolan, farts are always funny.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Right. So some of the story actually picks up a little bit towards the end of the game. I actually am enjoying the story.
Yeah.
Crispy, I know will get a kick out of it. The thing is, I do think that if you are not into South Park, if you don't know who Mitch Connor is,
I don't know who Mitch Connor is.
You're not going to get as much out of the game as someone who does.
Is that like a big late game twist?
I don't know. Is it?
How many seasons of South Park would I have to watch before I should play this then?
Only a couple of episodes, honestly.
Was this all him? All along?
Sure, why not? But yeah, so, I mean, a bigger fan of South Park would get more out of the game. Someone who doesn't know as much will still enjoy it.
But they're going to miss out on a lot of, in-jokes?
Yeah, but there's definitely some jokes in there that you might miss, yeah.
Damn. Because I haven't, consistently watched an episode of South Park since, season, it might have even been pre-season 10. I don't even know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the game. I'm towards the end. Combat, I think, does get a little bit better towards the end of the game. But yeah, I should I'll probably try and finish that up before I play Mario. Maybe that's a lie. I'm gonna play Mario all
That's
day
tomorrow, Nolan. Let's be real for a second.
I'm going to. I'm like I said. I'm apparently at the very end of it.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely wrap that one up. Put a little bow on that. Yeah.
Cool. Crispy, I know you have a game.
Well, I have a DLC
That's a game.
for a game
You play it.
that
And
we played
that we didn't play.
earlier this year.
No, sorry. I was Wayward asked if Mitch Connor was the dude that Cartman tricked into eating his own parents. No, that was not
that
Mitch
was
Connor.
Scott Tenorman.
That was Scott Tenorman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have DLC for a game that we've all played and
I have
enjoyed.
DLC
DLC is fine.
for a game
I'm worried watching this footage is actually going to make me
that
want to
we
play
all
more of this game.
played earlier this year.
The problem is, Nick, when you're not playing it, that game was okay.
It was a
But as soon as you're
game.
playing it or seeing it, oh my god, this game's
Dude,
amazing.
it is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true.
Yeah.
How
I don't know
how
why
quickly we forget how much we enjoyed this game.
All right, the suspense is killing
And-
me.
Just say it.
And I started playing this game again last night.
Okay,
and
now
I
he's going to
started
draw it out.
remembering how much I love this game.
I'm pressing it.
Oh,
And of course, that game is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
and
I started playing the first DLC that came out back in June. I didn't
Yeah,
start playing it, but it came
E3,
out
yeah.
back in June. Or
I thought they had.
Yeah, it was
released-
E3.
late June.
I thought we
early
were still
July.
waiting for the first piece of DLC in this game. I've been missing out.
No, yeah, it's out. So basically, I haven't really explored much of any of the content because all I've been doing is trying to do the Trial of the Sword, which is this new DLC for a game.
God,
That wait, no.
you're killing me.
So Trial of the Sword basically is a new set of challenge dungeons that you do, and the reward for completing these dungeons is that you unlock the full potential of the Master Sword.
Wait, I didn't have the full potential of the
No, you
Master
didn't.
Sword?
You didn't.
Apparently.
Shit.
You're not strong enough to wield the Master Sword in its full glory. In fact, this voice here will tell you.
I can't do this.
Basically, I don't remember what all benefits that gives you, but I know the big one is that once you complete the trial, the Master Sword upgrades to no longer have durability, so it doesn't break anymore.
Oh.
Now, that is the most appealing
Which
thing I've
in this
ever
game
heard.
is like
A huge deal.
thing.
Yeah.
Big
Like-
deal. So, but the thing is, these levels of the trial are all so far all the ones that I've seen have been combat challenges. It's like you teleport. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me start at the beginning. You started the first level with nothing. As you can see, Link is naked. He has no weapons, no shield, no nothing.
He's wearing pants.
Well, like little jammers, yeah, like little.
So it's like Dark
Little
Souls.
boxers.
You're going naked.
Right. This is like the Dark Souls run. Everything that you like, all the weapons, all the healing items, everything that you use in this mode is stuff that you have to find in the environment, right?
It's like that island that you go to.
Right. It is
Yeah.
like, I can't remember the name of the island, but it is very much like that.
I love that island.
Except that resources here are even more restricted because that island was still at least kind of an island. You could do you could run around and farm for weapons and kill enemies, take their weapons, chop down trees, do stuff like that. Here you have it's very, very selective what you have access to. Right down to the point that like they give you a wood axe, which I just picked up here in the first level, and from that point on, the proper strategy is to never use the wood axe for anything other than to break open crates, which you need to break open crates because crates are pretty much the only way you get food, and as you know, food's like the only way that you heal. Your health, your equipment, everything carries over from level to level.
Yeah.
So it's all about trying to get through all the levels of this challenge without dying. Okay?
How many levels are there? Do you know?
There are 45.
Holy
It is insane. I've only gotten through like maybe 10.
That's
And the
ridiculous.
beginning trials end at 12.
Good.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It takes a lot of experimentation, and some of the levels are a little trickier. And just to give you a very basic idea of that, take for instance this level that I'm playing right now. In the center of it is a Bokoblin outpost that's like one of these little tree forts. But the thing is, the only way to get up to the outpost is if you're doing what I'm doing right here, where you wait for the little fire gel to light some of the grass on fire, and then create an updraft that you can then use to ride up. So you have to like almost be thinking about in what order you're gonna.
I didn't even
kill
know
enemies.
updrafts.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
Yeah. Fires create updrafts, which you can ride.
God damn it.
Yeah. This game's a delight.
Man,
you forgot how delightful this game is.
No, I've
It's so good. No, I'm telling you, Nick, you forgot.
Yeah.
You have to go play it like again, and
how
then
much is
remember.
this DLC, by the way?
The DLC pass is $20.
But that's also going to get you the one that's coming
going
out.
to get you the one that's like the prequel.
And Nintendo
Yeah.
did come out and reiterate today that,
That's
It's
still
coming-
supposed. They don't
coming
have
this
a
year.
date, but it's supposed to be coming this year.
and that's the one that's like story content.
Right. That's the one that's all about
the
the backstory
Guardians.
of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about the new Guardians or the old ones?
I think it's the old Guardians.
Yeah, I think it's the
old
backstory
ones.
about the old
Yeah.
Guardians. So this is a really interesting concept and challenge, and I found it to be quite addicting, actually.
It's almost like you're playing something like Portal, where you're like going from like
Yes.
room to room, and each one is like a puzzle.
Right. It's still that, but in terms of, Breath of the Wild, which for these purposes means combat and some some resource gathering, exploration, and
Experimentation.
and like health management.
Yeah.
Trying to. So like you'll notice I'm taking a little bit of damage, but I'm not eating any of the food I picked up because I have no way to cook it. So eating the food before it's cooked is kind of a waste.
It's a waste of food, yeah.
Right, because it heals you more if you prepare it in a dish. But there's a limited amount of food, and there's also not a cook pot anywhere around for me to cook. What's kind of neat though is after I think it's like every 5. I actually don't know what the interval is, but I know the first little safe area comes after 5 challenges.
Yeah.
So you go through these first 5, and then they take you to this little area, and if we get that far in the footage, you'll see it's neat because you've spent all this time killing these enemies, taking damage, trying to stay alive, getting slightly better weapons from the harder enemies that you're killing. You go the enemy that you have to fight in the 5th room is one of those stone talus dudes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of a fucking bitch. Like you finish that guy, and then they take you to this little safe area, and the safe area is fucking beautiful. Like it's this little it's this little wooded glen, and there's a little stream that runs around the outside with a little pond that has fish in it, and there's a little cook pot, and there's these treasure chests with rewards in them that you get, and there's all these little trees, and the sunlight is beautiful, but this challenge mode makes you so desperate, and it forces you to be so pragmatic in your choices and your actions that by the time you get to that little idyllic save point, you're pulling out your wood axe and like chopping down all the trees. You're swimming in the lake and like snatching all the fishes.
Just destroying this
you're
beautiful
you're
area.
just raping the land for its resources so that you can heal yourself and prepare yourself for the next battles to come. It's wonderful what the game does to you. Like it's so great.
Oh my God.
And this mode is actually, I think, one of the strongest cases for the durability system in the game. It maybe doesn't make sense in the larger scheme of things. People get really annoyed when they're trying to just explore the world, have fun, and they're worried about their sword breaking, because they hit an enemy twice, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But here, it makes a huge difference, because if you break your sword, the only way for you to get another one might be to kill somebody who has it,
Yeah.
There aren't really weapons lying around here. There are sometimes little hidden chests, like what you just saw me find there.
funny, sorry.
If Link's not wearing pants and he kicks open a chest, he hurts his foot. I love it. All the little details in this game is so good.
Hey,
so
Crispy, I had
delightful.
forgotten. This game is
You
so
had
fucking
forgotten.
cool.
If you blow up a
Delightful.
box that has food in it, it can actually cook the food inside.
Yeah,
If you
it
use a
can.
bomb.
It can.
But still, it's not as good as cooking
baked
a dish.
apple is not as good as apple cooked with meat. You
Yeah.
know.
No, it's not.
So-
but
right.
it's better than just a base apple.
Right, but some of these levels, there'll be like a group of enemies around a campfire and they're cooking something. So you'll kill them and take all their food and eat it. There's one of these levels that's one of those like little skull forts that has like explosive barrels in it, and you shoot the lantern and it blows up the barrels and it kills a bunch of those people, and then it like cooks all of the food stuff that they were storing in there, and you can't do anything with it except eat it once it's cooked. You can't use it in cooking. So you obviously just take you obviously just take the opportunity to eat and heal yourself because you're probably taking damage at that point. I almost killed myself with the bomb right there because I was being foolish.
What happens if you die? And
if you die, you get kicked out. And you have to start over from the beginning. You have to go through all 45 levels without dying.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. And I haven't found a checkpointing system yet. There might be once I get past the beginning trials, but that's trial 12, which I haven't gotten past 10. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
So,
and as frustratingly like difficult as that sounds, like I was addicted to it. Like I played this for like 3 hours last night. When I was recording this footage, I kept going for like another hour or two today. Like it just makes you want to keep going. You're just like, no, I can fucking do it. I know it. Like, because it's as much a puzzle as it is actual combat, you know? It's as much like prioritizing and resource management as anything. And I was reading online, you know, like little guides about it, and the first hint they said was like, oh, use your fucking bombs all the time. And I was like, oh, duh! I haven't played this game in months and months. I forgot that there was all these cool little powers I get. So yeah, I'm gonna abuse the shit out of the bombs. Because
it won't even feel like abuse because like it's
like you have to.
It's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Scarecrow says there are checkpoints, but if you skip to that level, you get no equipment.
See? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. Question. When you go into these trials, do you have just a base set amount of stats, like a certain amount of hearts,
you have whatever you take in with you.
Okay, so that's why this is
so
really
whatever you can go in with like 25 hearts.
So whatever your hearts are and whatever your stamina is what you go in with. But by that same token, that also means if you have 25 hearts, but you're only at half health when you start the trial.
Sorry.
Then you start the trial with half health.
Yeah. Good lord. You know? There's gonna be some crazy person that's gonna go through this game with like 3 hearts and wearing and using no clothes of any kind, or like, you know,
what's already happened?
Some stupid stuff like that.
I don't think there is armor. There might be. I haven't found any clothes or armor yet. I've been doing this whole thing naked. But
there's a guy out there who's beaten Dark Souls by playing on bananas.
Yeah.
Literal bananas.
Yeah.
So you know it's happened in this game.
What do you mean playing on bananas?
A guy like
using bananas as an electrical signal to
wired
bananas.
Okay. What? You shut up.
That's a thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, this is cool. This actually looks like way more substantial than I thought it would be.
This is kind of cool.
This pisses me off because now I want to play it.
And like, here's the thing. Like, I thought this was gonna be like a little 30-minute, like, you know, onezo dunzo, bang it out. Oh, cool! I got the more powerful Master Sword.
Yeah.
It is not shaping up to be that way.
It is not that at all.
The
you're gonna feel triumphant
incentive of a Master Sword with infinite durability is powerful.
Yeah,
I thought it was more than that, though.
It's probably more than that. I just know that one of the things is
I feel like you get a special tunic. I think
probably.
I don't know. Maybe
makes sense.
They added the DLC also added in different sets of like different pieces of gear that are available in the Great Plateau, but I don't think that has anything to do with the trial.
Gotcha. Well, this is cool. Maybe I'll find time to play that. I know I'm at least going to play the story content, but this looks pretty cool too. So, I mean, I kind of... Is the only way to get this to buy the season pass, or can you buy them individually?
Yeah, you can't buy them separately.
Well, then I'm going to get it one way or another anyways. So, anyways, that's the trial of the
At least
sword.
that's what the shop channel said. If you can buy these separately...
Yeah.
Shop channel lied
I mean,
to
it
me.
looks worth it. It looks pretty cool.
I'm going to be pissed.
It makes me... like, this is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen. This makes me want to play Zelda again.
It's fucking dope.
Fucking Mario comes out tomorrow.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope. I hope Mario's dope. It's going to be dope.
I don't know if I can go back. I put 130 hours into that game. No.
Wait, how many
400 hours.
How many hours did you put into Division?
No.
620 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta take a break.
I'm going to be going back to it soon.
We gotta take a break. When we come back, we got a few news topics. We'll answer a bunch of questions from our supporters on Patreon, and of course, we'll wrap up with the 4-player minute. So if you're watching us live over at 4pp.tv, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. If you're listening to us at home, also don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Cool. Welcome back to the show, everybody.
If you weren't going to say it, I was.
What? Oh, I know. I realized you were going to say it, so I stopped you. So, we have a few news topics. We're going to go over those. And then we have some questions from our supporters on Patreon that we're going to answer. So, I would like to kick things off with perhaps the more complex news topic here. Probably the one, the beefiest one, about NeoGAF. NeoGAF has had a mass exodus. People have jumped ship following serious allegations of sexual misconduct against the owner?
Yeah.
Founder?
Evil lore.
Yeah.
Evil lore.
Of NeoGAF. I read the accounts of that, and I don't want to get into the details of it, but it was pretty weird and creepy. So, people have risen up, made a group decision, and we now have
an exodus.
There was a mass exodus, and we now have. I was so shocked. First of all, how quickly why are you? What is this?
What?
He's just positioning himself to be more comfortable.
Sorry. I'm shocked.
I'm sitting wrong for you, Nick. This is PC culture run amok. I knew it. You're one of those SJWs, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Microaggression.
Yes.
Sorry,
absolutely.
am I man-spreading too much for you?
Is that a term?
Well, oh, God damn it, Nick. Really? Have you not heard?
I'm just. Like,
Each week, Nick learns something new.
I know.
Wait, do you really not know the term manspreading?
No, I don't.
2 weeks ago, it was
associate with
docking.
people.
This
How
week,
is
it's
Nick
manspreading.
learning something this mundane every podcast?
Because I don't live and breathe certain corners of the internet.
It's
Of
not
the
not
dark-
corners
Doesn't
of the
leave his
internet,
house.
Nick. It's news feeds. It's not like
Nick sits at home wondering
Here, first of
which
all-
Jason Bourne movie he's going to watch today. Ooh, maybe I'll watch The Bourne Supremacy. I just watched that yesterday. Don't tell anyone.
I've actually had that conversation
I
in my
know
head
you
many times. The point is, I had a point and I lost it. I don't know.
Good.
God damn it, you derailed this so
NeoGAF,
hard.
Nick.
NeoGAF.
Mass exodus.
Mass exodus from NeoGAF. I am shocked at how quickly we got this replacement NeoGAF has popped up. ResetEra is the new, what is seemingly going to be the replacement. The mass majority
Heir
of
to
people,
the throne.
the mass majority of people who are leaving NeoGAF have already flocked to ResetEra. And a lot of the administrators and mods that were working over at NeoGAF have since, they're the ones who created this, right?
In addition to some of the more prominent members of the community.
Yes, I've seen a lot of people. I personally made an account. I think a lot of us in this room have made an account at least there. So, and I've seen
made an account.
I'm not
Yep.
super familiar. I was actually not on NeoGAF before, so this is actually kind of like I'm getting in at the ground level of whatever this new NeoGAF is going to be. And I've been kind of looking around, poking around, commenting and stuff. And I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's good to see you here," like because you recognize people from over at NeoGAF. So there's a lot of people coming over from there, which is cool to see. But man, first of all, I want to say it was rather. So when this whole NeoGAF thing went down. Like, first of all, it shut down for a while. Like, straight up, forums were down. Mass panic. Even in our own Discord, Brad was panicking. Where am I going to get my game news? Where am I going to go? So that was kind of entertaining to watch for a while. But do you have anything you want to add? This is kind of me, like the extent of what I know, kind of as an outsider from NeoGAF looking in. And getting into the ground level at ResetEra. Is there anything?
I mean, it's more of the fact that NeoGAF had been around for a very long time, and it's a very reliable place to go for video game
it's weird to
news.
think something like NeoGAF, which
For people, by people.
yeah, it's weird. Like a lot of the biggest breaks in the industry have always come from
Leaks on NeoGAF.
leaks on NeoGAF and people with inside knowledge going to NeoGAF and that kind of thing. So you end up like it's more than just like a really active forum. It's often been the source for breaking news in this industry.
And industry discussion and reveals and things like that. Yeah.
So it's understandable to see why certain people would kind of panic when they see that shit shut down. Like I'm sure there's like huge, like, you know, big outlet, like news outlets out there who are like, that's where I get a lot of my news.
Yeah.
Like to do this job. So like, it's crazy to see.
And
like,
the energy going into this new forum, it's only been live for like a day and a half now.
Yeah.
And it feels revitalized. Like people are just so excited about this new version.
So one thing I'm a little confused about, and this is obviously just more ignorance on my part, kind of watching NeoGAF implode. It seems like people were creating threads in NeoGAF that were just like
they were suicide
all the
threads.
mods
they wanted to get themselves banned, or
they were cursing out evil lore, and they were just saying, fuck it, I'm going to the new place.
That's kind of cool to see, because I feel like when things like this happen, it's like the opposite. It's like people rushing to defend someone in this scenario.
Oh, it was great today. There was a thread that popped up on NeoGAF said that you'll be back. NeoGAF will be back and greater than ever. And there was like a wordless reply that was just a picture of like the Mario Odyssey review thread with like 5 pages on NeoGAF, and then there's the picture on ResetEra, like 28 pages on ResetEra.
Yeah, it's happening.
Totally gonna happen.
It's happening.
This is like a perfect storm of hate against NeoGAF, though. It seems like everybody hates NeoGAF now.
And I'm wondering how much
the social justice folks are all like, fuck this, because of the repugnant things that Evil Lore did. And all the fucking people who hate the social justice people are like, fuck, I don't care what happened, burn it down, because then they want to see another quote-unquote hug box raised to the ground, which I guess is what the reputation that NeoGAF had earned.
I guess so. It was funny too, because like I follow all the automated NeoGAF threads, because like I was not a member on NeoGAF, but I got a lot of my like news and whatnot, because I saw how often Brad used it, and I eventually started following those Twitter accounts where it tweets like prominent threads, and one of them getting a lot of attention. Yeah. And it shifted. Like one day it was like bunch of news like threads and topics and whatever interesting, relevant gaming industry news, and then the next day it was like it was automatically pulling these threads that were just people trying to get themselves banned. I was like, what is going on? Like, it's so weird to watch this from the outside, like watching it implode. So it's also kind of cool and refreshing, like you said, it's revitalized going into ResetEra and seeing like at the ground level it feels a lot more positive, upbeat, maybe a little bit less of like a some kind of weird
what is this weird feeling? Is it hope?
Is it acceptance?
Optimism? Joy?
Is it optimism? Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know how long that era of optimism will last, but I hope it does, and I hope it sticks, because
I made an account so I could argue with strangers about tea.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so I don't know if you want to. What was your question?
Well, they were talking about the proper way to make tea, and it was a bunch of hoity-toity English types talking about making tea, and they say you have to put milk in tea. And I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I do that sometimes.
Why do you put milk in tea? I also, for the record, don't put milk in coffee. If you have to put another drink in your drink to make it more drinkable, maybe you shouldn't be drinking that drink.
Why do you drink Jack and Coke?
I don't. I just drink fucking Jack Daniels like a man.
Oh man, I like Jack and Coke, but I also like Jack.
I stopped drinking liquor.
Oh, okay.
Only beer.
Scarecrow also mentioned in chat he wishes Jaeger could somehow be on the show. I too would love to have a conversation with Jaeger about it on the show.
Jaeger knows all about NeoGAF.
And Jaeger and Brad would be both great to have conversations about this, because they're obviously more familiar with the topics, because they've been following it closer. But
you don't need a martini. Just drink some fucking gin like a real person. God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And that's really all there is to say about NeoGAF right now. We're still kind of just seeing how ResetEra shapes up, and RIP. Let's move on. Let's move on and move forward. How's that?
Okay.
ResetEra. What else do we have? Oh, this is interesting. Microsoft has officially ceased production of the Kinect. It's dead.
What, like within the last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. They're officially no longer producing Kinects. the era, it was, what was it, like 7 years? 2010 to 2017?
So you're saying 2 weeks ago they were producing Kinects?
That was the more shocking revelation for me. Is like, I thought this happened years ago, but apparently not.
There's a couple of Kinect games that are good.
So the era that began with me being molested by strangers on live television by Cirque du Soleil has ended.
It's come to a close.
But the gift lives on.
Was it worth it?
I mean, I guess.
Was it worth it?
I guess. I mean, it's probably like it's not going to leave much of a mark.
You sacrificed your innocence for this technology.
It's not going to leave much of an impact on me in the long run. I managed to make it through that whole era.
There's never going to be a sequel to Star Wars Kinect.
Okay. I forgot that was
Christ.
a thing.
You're never going to play
lightsaber on.
Oh my god. Never forget what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like.
So
at the same time, though, there's going to be some games that you're never going to get to play, like Fru.
That's the one game. You started that sentence, and I was like, he's about to name drop Fru.
I just want to make him walk.
You know
my
what?
penis.
It deserves it.
Sure, it does.
Deserves it. It's a good game.
Props to him for making a good Kinect game. Props to him for also making maybe one of the only good Kinect games.
I mean, that's fair.
There we go.
That's entirely fair.
He didn't fight me on that one. That's fair. Anyways, rest in peace, Kinect. It was fun, I guess. I managed to make it through that entire era without picking that thing up. So, I'm going to call it a win. That's all there is to say about that. Last topic I want to discuss is not even really a topic. This is just me desperate to talk about these three things because we couldn't on tonight's podcast. So, by the way, guys, I don't know if we mentioned Super Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus all drop tomorrow.
Yep.
Review embargo lifted this morning, and what the fuck? They're all getting good reviews.
Yep.
Well,
That's all there. This is not really a news topic per se. You're gonna fight me on this, Crispy? Are you gonna throw shade at Assassin's Creed?
well,
Do it.
It's getting great reviews.
no, it is. But if you read those reviews,
I did. I didn't read all of them. I read 2 or 3.
If you actually put eyes to words,
I did.
And take in the context.
But those words don't bother me.
Those reviews are very apologetic.
But also at the same time, like, those words don't impact yes, it is very clearly an Assassin's Creed game. I love Assassin's Creed, so I'm okay with this. And this just happens to be shaping up to be one of the best received Assassin's Creed games possibly ever, but at least in a very, very long time. Maybe not since Brotherhood.
I mean,
I don't know how it compares to like reviews of like Brotherhood. I think that still might hold the record for like the best received Assassin's Creed game.
That's I mean, yeah.
But like Black Flag was received really well
as a pirate game
because of what it did that wasn't Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
The stuff that was there as Assassin's Creed was still kind
mediocre.
of mediocre.
Yeah,
still,
and if you want your pirate fix, they're making a game for that.
This seems to be heavily suggested that Assassin's Creed Origins addresses a lot of the problems and changes things up enough that while, yes, it is Assassin's Creed at its base, it is the best, most playable, enjoyable Assassin's Creed game.
That state of comfortably numb. It was a sick Pink Floyd reference, by the way. Anyway, I'm just worried that it's going to be like... I think a good Assassin's Creed game is kind of like one thing, and a good Mario game is a completely different.
See, this is one thing I was afraid was going to happen. That you can't talk
it's happening
because it's happening. Like because they came out on the same day, because the review embargoes lifted almost at the exact same time. You can't have a conversation about Assassin's Creed without somehow comparing it to Super Mario Odyssey. And like, first of all, those would never be compared otherwise. I mean, I'm just saying, people who have that knee-jerk reaction to, oh, it's another Assassin's Creed game, which I fucking hate.
But I'm just saying it's not a knee-jerk reaction from the people who reviewed the game, who've been playing it for like a week.
No, of course not.
You know, I look. I'm not trying to take the wind out of your sails, Nick. I don't like Assassin's Creed as much as I used to because I'm kind of getting tired of the same. You know,
that's fair.
You're not, so you're excited. I get it.
No, I am tired of the same, but what I have read so far has implied heavily that this is
you have settled for mediocrity. You are complicit in the banal nature of annualized game release cycles.
You cannot help yourself.
And that's fine, Nick. Your soul's dead inside, but that's fine. That's fine.
I didn't want to have this conversation because first of all, none of us have played the game yet.
I was joking.
Next week, I will give my opinions about the game.
Okay, that's right.
And I'm an Assassin's Creed fan, man, but I
have a soul.
I will tell you if I think it's more of the same or if I think the improvements are not adequate.
I'm
just saying.
I know you will.
I'm excited. I'll be playing it on the feed tomorrow.
It's exciting.
I just want you to be prepared for my questions.
Sure. I will answer your questions.
I don't know if you can. I think Assassin's Creed has a little bit more of an uphill battle because
of course it does.
One of them is one of the 3 big games coming out for Fucktober tomorrow, which is the name for tomorrow, guys. Come on, let's be real. Is a mainline new console Mario game, which oh my god, that is going to bring the world to its fucking to a stop for a day. The other one is the first sequel to a very well received reboot of a classic franchise. So there's a little more room for iteration. There's a lot more room in Wolfenstein 2 for them to just like do something really fucking crazy and out there.
Whose subject matter and marketing has been serendipitously chosen for this year.
Sure. We all are in. And we've all talked a lot recently about how much we don't like Nazis.
It's true.
But like Assassin's Creed is achieving acclaim a different way. They're taking a formula that they've been working on for almost a decade now and like reiterating it.
No, it is a decade.
It is a decade, yeah.
2007,
right. 2007, yeah. Incrementally changing it, improving, casting off what doesn't work, sometimes casting off things that do work that they couldn't figure out how to make work better, which... Oh my god, what happened to the multiplayer? But that's beside the point. But it's just like it's just this incremental little like kind of adjustment to capture the purest distilled form of that essence that is called Assassin's Creed. You know,
sure.
What
I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
What is here? I imagine. I don't know. We haven't played it yet. I'm expecting something that is going to feel like the best version of something I've already played 8 times, you know?
Fair enough. And
so it's a little more difficult to be excited about that.
Sure. I'm also coming at it from the angle, and I don't want to get into a debate about which one has the most potential to be great. There's an obvious answer to that one too, I will say. But like, first of all, I'm coming at it because I have 3 games tomorrow. I'm gonna have all 3 of them. I picked Assassin's Creed.
Sure.
1, because I think it has the most to prove. 2, everyone's gonna be playing Super Mario, and I figured maybe I'll pick pick one of the ones that's.
I mean, he's borrowing Chris Davis's Switch. So.
Yeah.
To play Super Mario.
I figured I'd play the one first that's maybe gonna get the least amount of attention.
Fucking job, dude.
Also, Wolfenstein. While I'm very excited for it, I don't know if I buy it has the most potential to be different.
Well, I'm not saying it has the most... I think Mario has the most potential to be different. I think Wolfenstein has the benefit of a lot of doubt. In that it is literally... Like, you haven't established any sort of rhythm yet. You haven't established any sort of pattern yet. Because there's only been 1 entry in this new series so far.
2.
If you count the DLC. But
that wasn't DLC. That was a full-blown... standalone release.
Prequel, yeah.
That's like saying Uncharted Lost Legacy is DLC for Uncharted 4. It's not.
That's accurate, yeah.
But I mean, was it not kind of built on the gameplay experience from the first one and just kind of extrapolated?
But that's also
a little farther?
But I could be wrong. But I kind of feel like that's also what Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus is going to be.
It very well may be.
That might still be a great experience.
I've only played 1 level. I can't tell you for certain.
From where we are, we don't know. But I'm just saying, like there being a completely new, fucking 2.0. There isn't as much baggage. There isn't as much like trope.
Maybe that's the best way. Maybe that's the best way to put this. But easily out of the 3, Assassin's Creed has the most baggage.
Yes, but that baggage isn't just people's perception and expectations of that series. That baggage is also all the ground that series has already covered.
Sure.
You know.
I didn't really want to have this conversation. I just wanted to talk about the fact that these are.
I'm just saying.
This is mostly just me. Dude, I don't care what game you play tomorrow. You have, regardless of if you are into any one of these 3 games, like you have something great to play tomorrow. It sounds like so that's pretty fucking exciting. I think all 3 of these games look like they have a ton of potential, and I'm super eager to play Mario, obviously. Did I see? Did someone actually give Mario, or was this just a joke? Did someone actually give Mario like a what was it, like a 6 out of 5 or something? Or was that a gag I saw somewhere? I don't fucking know. There's been ridiculous.
Somebody had the gall to give it an 8.
What?
Yeah.
Who did this? Who did this?
I want names.
Screw Attack, actually.
Really?
I want addresses.
Yeah. Bro Jam.
That would be an interesting read.
We will bring them down for that.
But when your games reviews are bottoming out at an 8,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
that's pretty fucking good.
That's
Dude.
not
like, there were people in chat today that were like, "Oh, they gave the game an 8 out of 10." And they're acting like it's a fucking dumpster fire because of that.
You know what
no, shut the fuck up.
You know what the most
a great score.
The exciting thing about these Mario reviews, like, I'm thinking about what it would take for a 3D Mario game to come out and just be better than like Super Mario 64.
We
hopefully
might get that answer tomorrow, Nicholas.
I know. What the fuck? It's crazy to think about.
We don't know. We could end up with another Super Mario Sunshine.
As far as I'm aware, the only thing people are complaining about with this fucking game is motion controls are in there.
Yeah,
and they're very lightly implemented.
And actually, one of the threads that I was in today on ResetEra was about someone who was playing the game, and like, there are certain moves in that game that are motion control required. So if you're playing in a handheld mode, the only way to do certain moves is to disconnect the Joy-Cons to do the moves.
Fuck you.
Because obviously, if you have the game in your hands, you can't fucking shake around
So when you have Cappy, you can do like a thing where you like throw him. So there's a move you can do where you do like a hula hoop with him around your body. Yeah. And you have to like do this weird thing with the controller.
There's not an equivalent of it just using the analog sticks.
I thought you could do it with the analog sticks. It's weird. It doesn't feel like right. Because when I played it at E3, I remember having to do that, and it was awkward.
Yeah, I couldn't get really right during the E3 demo.
I'm just fucking excited, man. I'm fucking excited. I feel like they showed so much of that game. I'm hoping they didn't show like too much.
I doubt they did.
Oh no,
I'm sure there's plenty more. Yeah.
But then again, I start having flashbacks and thinking like Super Mario Galaxy and how leading up to that, I thought I had seen a lot of it, and that game had like almost a seemingly like endless supply of like creative level design. Yeah, that just fucking never ended. It was like an endless. It was just a whole of amazing game design that never ended. That game was so good. Yeah. I can't wait to play Odyssey. Can't fucking wait. So we'll be talking about all 3 of these games on the podcast next week. In fact, I'd be willing to say fuck news and fuck Patreon questions. Let's just talk about
fuck our patrons.
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't mean that.
Fuck
patrons.
You too.
You know what I mean? I'm just fucking excited, man.
Although
video games, there's 3 huge ones.
Would be a very high Patreon tier, but
yeah, no, that's not happening. But that's all we have. That last one wasn't really a news topic as much as I just wanted to fucking talk about how excited I was for these games. So let's answer questions from our patrons. Nolan?
Yay!
Are you ready?
I am ready, of course. Time to get to some questions from our patrons.
Did we have a new patron?
We do, actually. A new patron today.
Really?
Yes. Hold on. I can't remember it. I have to pull it up because I forgot. Liam C.
Oh, Liam C.
Became a patron today.
Yeah,
sorry. Yesterday.
Cool.
I'm bad at dates.
Thank you, Liam, for supporting us on Patreon. Much appreciated.
Liam,
I bet he asked a question.
Now has the option to ask us a question, and he did. We will get to that, but before, some other patrons ask questions first. First patron this week, Justin, or Kenton. Recently, we had a controversy come up in Discord chat. I won't say which chat member it is. They know who they are.
Oh, man, they're calling people out.
Reveal that after they go poop.
Oh, God.
They wipe standing up.
Didn't we have this conversation on the podcast?
No.
The community.
No, I was there to witness this conversation.
The community needs to know: are you a heathen who stands up and wipes, or are you the best kind of pooper who wipes sitting down?
Who wipes sitting down?
Oh my God! You don't know what you just did, Nick. You don't know what you just did.
Really?
Wait.
Do you guys wipe sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
I do a 45-degree angle. 40.
Your back is gonna blow out one of these days.
You're gonna. How did you throw out your back?
Wait, do you not put your legs behind your head?
What? Oh no! People are jumping ship.
I told you. I fucking told you.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I don't even understand.
I don't understand. This couch. These couches are a dividing line.
Yeah.
Why do communities have the weirdest fucking conversations? Well, I swear to God, we had this exact conversation.
I think we did
2 years ago.
I think it came up.
People have very strong opinions about either food or bodily functions.
I feel like people should maybe just not worry about what other people do.
Yeah, that is true. If
no,
it works
that's
for you,
not the
it
nature of
works.
humanity. It's what our species
you
does.
people are fucking weird. Thank you for being a part of this community.
If you're
People
wiping
are
sitting
fucking
down, does
weird.
that mean you're going between the legs?
No.
So you're like leaning forward and going behind
That's doable.
while your ass is still on the seat, and then just like wiping and dropping.
You have the best way of phrasing.
We need to look up some YouTube videos after
First
the
of all,
show.
no.
That ain't gonna be on YouTube.
I don't want to YouTube anything
You
having
know
to do
who
with this
wipes
conversation.
sitting down? People who are in fucking prison. Like,
Do they sit down? They don't have toilet seats.
how do they poop?
They
They
have
hover.
They have a rim. A toilet seat's a
Do
weapon.
they really not have toilet seats?
I mean, at least in jail cells,
So they don't want people detaching it and using it as weapons?
I guess so. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You just got a metal rim.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm sure they sit
wait.
on the rim, right?
I mean, the toilets are metal.
Next
They don't
thing
do
y'all
plastic
gotta tell me
anything
is y'all
short.
don't get completely naked to pee. Right? That's
Well, yeah, you sit down, so you can face the little shelf where you can put your comic book and your chocolate
you
milk.
do the butters thing where you just
Yeah.
pull your pants down and hold your shirt all the way.
Dude, I saw a guy doing that once.
dude, that's the worst.
All right,
you walk
let's
into a
move
bathroom
on.
and someone's doing that, you're
Yeah.
like, we are adults.
Next question from Alex. I recently finished playing the HD remake of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 and found each one much easier than when I played them as a kid. Have you replayed a game you found difficult as a kid and was pretty easy? Right, that was pretty easy as an adult.
Wait a second. First of all,
So the exact opposite.
I don't think we're off pooping yet.
people in chat are freaking me out. Someone just said if you wipe standing up, you have the problem with doing that is you have to spread your ass. I'm sorry. What? Wait, so you like have to use one hand to spread and the other hand to like.
No,
I mean, what happens if you cut off too early and you have to like you have to send an away team for the rest of it? You know, like you can't do that sitting down, can you?
wait, so what? Cut off too early? What? I'm confused now.
If you cut off the payload before it's,
Okay, sure.
and it's like stuck in your asshole.
What?
I'm dropping the. Well, I'm not stuck, but you know, like you gotta. I don't like. Come on! This isn't like,
When you gotta use Overwatch to describe how you wipe your ass.
Do you not? Do you have what?
I'm
sorry. What was
stand when I wipe my ass. Okay, there. I've said it.
up top.
I've said it.
That's so weird.
I've said it.
Oh yeah.
I've said it.
This is the standing couch. Y'all are the sitting couch.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can I just say that the difference?
No, you cannot.
The difference between shitting and wiping versus standing.
First of all,
versus
no one
sitting-
said I shit standing up. First of all, that's
And you know
a
what?
complete
In
difference.
half the world, they do. They
That's
have toilets set in the ground and
That's
they squat
true.
over them and shit. So maybe sitting down altogether is just kind of weird.
Just saying, it could.
Not
The only
wiping
difference could
while
be the
standing.
size of your toilet.
I think Further Saturn just named this podcast "Standing Room Only."
Oh my god.
What?
I googled wipe standing, and the first thing comes up is sitters versus standers. The great wipe hope.
Wow. So this
The
is
great
I
white-
didn't.
Do some of you people really stand up when you wipe your asses? Apparently, this is a thing. Like this is.
I have the.
Okay, look.
See, I knew that there was a controversy with the toilet paper over versus under.
No, there's no controversy there. There is one
There
way
is
to
a
do it.
definitive
See?
right answer to that question.
There is one way to do
And
that.
it's over.
Yes, of course it's over. Who does it?
There are people.
I know those people should be
Oh my god! Like I pulled up a Reddit thread, and someone was like, "Reddit, do you wipe standing up or sitting down?" And someone was like, "Up." I don't understand how you can wipe with your ass while you're sitting down. And someone's like, "What? How can you wipe when you're standing up?"
Mark the Weaver makes a good point. What if there's a splash? Then you got fucking shitty toilet water on your hand.
Why is there splashes?
You're shoving your hand into a toilet.
Wait, first of all, it sounds like people are wiping their ass before they're done shitting. Why are they doing this?
Why are there splashes?
There should not be any splashes.
Why are you wiping your ass with rocks? There's no splash.
You're still...
What if you drop the seashell, though?
Wait, they make paper for this?
Shut up! There's a simple rule to live by, and that is your hand should never cross the threshold of the rim of a toilet bowl for any reason unless you're wearing gloves and cleaning it.
I agree with Crispy 110%.
Okay?
Yes.
God, you fucking animals. Next question!
I'm sorry. What was the
God.
next question about?
I didn't even realize this was like a thing.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. What was the next question?
A game you played when you were a kid that was hard, but now it's easy.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what?
I'm
sorry, I'm still hot. I'm still hot.
Solitaire?
I gotta calm down and change gears here. What?
Chess?
Games that were hard when you were young but are easier now.
Yeah.
That feel easier now.
Yeah.
Minesweeper?
Chess?
Did you say Minesweeper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand the numbers as a kid.
I actually just found out what the rules to like the actual rules of Minesweeper were like a week ago.
What the fuck is poo dust?
What? Christy won't put his hand below the seat, but poo dust everywhere is
What
fine.
kind of dusty shits are you taking?
Hold on. I like Scarecrow's comment. Can you scroll up? Scarecrow said that you have to put peanut butter on each ass cheek to create a moisture barrier.
That's a pretty good idea.
Full circle.
That's good.
That joke was like 3 weeks in the making.
Oh my god, he was just waiting for his time to strike.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Holy shit, that is so funny. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know the real problem,
people.
Nick? The real problem here is that we've already used the shit show as the title for
I know,
so-
I know. Don't worry, I have a good title for this one, thanks to Further Saturn. But the question was games that were hard when you were young that you feel are easier now. For a second I was gonna say Super Mario Sunshine, and then I realized no, it's still really fucking hard.
A Link to the Past was one that when I was younger I played that, and it took me like a year to beat that game. And then as I got older, I replayed it, and I was like, "Oh, this is much easier than when I was a kid."
Oh my god.
And the problem is, it's kind of hard to look at Nolan's wall here because all of his stuff came out in the past 10, 15 years.
Super Mario World was another one that took me like 3 years to beat when I was a kid. That one was pretty tough.
Yeah.
When I played Super Mario World originally, I didn't go through the whole route. I did the Star Road.
Dude,
I didn't do the Star Road
easier,
when I was a kid. I didn't even know about it, I don't think.
But I had a really hard time playing Final Fantasy VII when I was a kid because the first fucking mission used to stress me the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. The time limit?
It was that time mission where you had to get out of the fucking Mako reactor.
Yeah.
But, like, the time kept running even while you were in combat.
Yeah.
And shit like
that was the second reactor.
Yeah, I used to fucking freak the shit out when I was a kid playing that.
Maybe Majora's Mask? Because for the same reason, like the time limit used to stress me out a lot more, and I played that fairly recently when they released it for the 3DS. And
I never really had a problem with games that had like countdowns and time management and things like that.
I mean, I thought that I had a problem. Like I accomplished it, I beat it. It was just maybe it stressed me out more when I was younger. I don't know.
So do you stand all the way up?
God damn it!
We're back here again.
Like, are you?
I'm not. First of all, I'm not demoing this for you on the feed. Maybe
this is a Patreon exclusive benefit video later.
No, this is not happening. Anyways,
Do you lift a leg?
No.
Like
how do you shit in your own home?
I'm sorry.
Vote now on your touch-tone phone.
I don't know how your fucking ass is constructed, but it's not that difficult to wrap your fucking head around.
Oh my god. Sorry. What was the question? Okay.
I think we've all already answered it.
No, wait. There was one I had an answer and then I lost it.
Well, while you're thinking about it, I'm going to move on to the next question. From Cobra. What is everyone's favorite guilty pleasure? Something you know is objectively terrible, but you love it anyway. For example, one of mine is the song Cherry Pie by Warrant.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So it could be anything.
Pleasure?
Music, movies, TV, anything that's objectively bad that I love.
Objectively bad. See, the problem is things that you think are...
The thing is, I've reached...
You don't always know what you like as a guilty pleasure because it's something you like. You don't know other people
also
don't.
reached the
You
point.
don't know that until you say it out loud and somebody else, what the fuck are you thinking?
I also like
Like
wiping
people who
your ass.
stand when they wipe their ass.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like, but also like I think I've reached a point in my life where I just I'm not really ashamed of the things that I
Yeah,
like anymore.
I think we've talked.
Like there was a time in my life where it was like
about this before.
I could say I
Yeah.
liked something. Like maybe it was, at one point it was like weird to say I like that Katy Perry song, but like I don't like give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
I just like it. Whatever. By the
Whatever,
way,
fuck
by the
you.
way, that's a great Katy Perry song.
I like dubstep.
I really, really like the first Resident Evil movie.
I don't like all dubstep.
You really like you like it, or you really
Like,
really
I've seen it like 40 times.
That's a little strange.
It's a guilty pleasure.
I mean, I would say it's a guilty pleasure. I don't. The thing is, out of all like the video game movies out there, that's probably one of the most competent. The
Yeah, no, it
the first
definitely
Resident
is.
Evil one.
Yeah.
Everything,
like,
everything
And to a
after
lesser
that.
degree, the second one.
Actually,
No, the second one was where he fucking pulled out the dual gold pistols, right?
The second one also had Nemesis.
dude, that sounds dope.
But it looked dope. Like I mean, sorry, it did not. Sorry, that was your fault, Crispy. It did not look dope. Nemesis looked fucking stupid as
It
hell.
was the best they could do with a tyrant, okay? I'm sorry. And Nemesis is like my favorite villain in that entire fucking franchise.
He's a great villain, but he did not translate to the movie very well. There we go. I agree with Summer of Sam. I like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no, yours.
What's wrong with Taylor Swift?
Yours should be
I
Jurassic
don't know.
World.
I feel like some people in this world like.
I thought
would give
Nick's
you
was
shit
going
for
to be
saying that.
metal music.
You know,
Sure,
that's
I like
the
metal
whole
music.
thing.
No.
No,
It
no,
wouldn't
no.
be-
Nick
Chris,
likes-
it wouldn't be
Nick-
Jurassic World.
Nick
it would
likes-
be Jurassic Park 3.
No, it'd be Jurassic World.
No, it
Excuse
wouldn't.
me.
No, I don't. I there was a time when I
That
thought
should be a fucking. Guilty
there was a
pleasure.
time when I thought I liked Jurassic Park 3 because there were certain things I remember scenes from the movie that I remember liking, and then I went back and watched it, and the fucking raptor on the plane ruins the whole fucking movie.
No, it doesn't. That's
Yeah, it
funny.
does.
It ruins.
Why does that ruin the movie? Because he has a bad dream in the movie. I mean, first of all, that whole movie's terrible. But
No, that dream
is
shouldn't have
not.
existed.
Don't act like that scene is particularly egregious.
It is.
In the
It is.
grander context of that film.
It is.
The opening scene is fucking terrible.
You mean on the gliders?
Worse than the Dream Raptor.
When they go through like the smoke or whatever, and then like
Yeah,
all of a
it's
sudden
just
they're all
like,
dead.
It's just like, yeah, the fucking dudes on the boat are like, oh yeah, like.
Oh
with
no,
with
we gotta get off the
binoculars,
boat
like,
real
watching the
fucking quick
plane.
because the boat's gonna crash onto
Yeah,
a reef.
it's so
Oh yeah, you're fucking gliding. You're
stupid.
certainly
And
gonna die.
And the green screen work in that scene is so bad
All
that
right,
I.
let's move on. Let's move on.
You're right, Crispy.
There's the poop scene.
Let's
which we
move
could go
on.
into
Next
if we want.
question
The
from
poop scene.
Nexus.
There's the poop
In
scene.
keeping with the spooky vibes, what urban myth / cryptozoological creatures scare you the most? Mine, the Olitiao.
I saw that. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Is mine giant man-sized bats? No thanks. Apparently a giant man-sized
So he
bat.
just wants to know what like
Olitiao.
what like
Bat
urban
man?
urban legend like creatures freak us out the most.
creep you out, yeah.
I don't know what constitutes or what is considered an urban legend and what's just fiction. Mm-hmm. Like because like Slender Man would be fiction, just pure fiction.
Correct.
That's-
It is fictional.
But there are
yes.
things that are
Urban legend.
like the first thing that pops into my head is the Mothman. Like I've seen actual stories
Mr.
about
Mothman?
the Mothman. Sorry, would you mean the
Mr.
Mothman? The Mothman. The movie The Mothman Prophecies is like I think it's a great movie.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie. I still highly recommend it.
Not available on Blu-ray in the United States.
I know, what the fuck. If you actually start to like research like where that story came from, there's some creepy shit out there, and
Yeah.
it kind of freaks me out. There's even a museum. There's a museum in West
Yeah,
Virginia.
but it's in West Virginia, so I mean that right
You
there.
got to go to
already-
West Virginia.
No, I'm just
I've
saying.
never
like,
been.
Like the state of West Virginia built a museum
Although Chris
to
Thacker
it,
from
so,
Kincaid, West Virginia, lives there.
so you know.
He could go there and he could take pictures and report back to
Oh
us.
my Christ! Never mind.
We could send him like $20.
He's still talking.
I know. Thank you.
We're talking about Kincaid, West Virginia, though, so that's okay.
Slender Man's scary.
But he's fiction.
He's urban. He wasn't. He was. I mean, it was something that was created and posted on something awful back in the day.
Yeah.
Like as kind of like a low key attempt to freak people out.
Click on that link.
I don't really have any. I'm not big on that
that
spoopy kind of stuff. So
I mean, if Slenderman counts, I would certainly. That looks like a creature from Nier.
That's a Dalek.
Yeah.
With
that looks like a
hair.
Dalek. Yeah.
I should say I don't know about Slenderman, but Marble Hornets was.
Oh yeah,
scary.
dude, Marble. That shit. Do you remember when we watched that shit?
I don't know about this.
Marble Hornets is like it's a YouTube.
It's a Slenderman series.
Yeah, it's a homemade YouTube series about Slenderman, but it's like a series of found footage things. But they're each like 2 or 3 minutes long, maybe some of them a little bit longer. But how many of them? There's like 20 or 30 episodes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, there's also like the Zelda creepypasta.
And they build up. And, oh my god,
the one is really cool. My favorite are always like the ones that always freak me out the most are like the kind of haunted obsolete technologies. So like haunted TV stations and like haunted radio waves and shit like that. Are
number
stations.
Really
yeah, well, number stations are just kind of like weird.
We got a lot of questions. We got to move on.
But yeah.
Next question from Arxidus. We got like 5 more questions.
and then we got to talk more about wiping our
Are there
ass.
any games you've memorized from front to back? What's the most obscure game you could play in your sleep?
Ocarina of Time, I think I have a pretty good grip on from front to back. There was a time when I would say GoldenEye 64 I had down pat.
Call of Duty 4.
Man.
There was a point in my life to where the arcade mode for that game, I memorized spawn patterns and the best way to get headshots. I was actually number 8 in the world for headshots in that game at one point.
Which game is this?
Call of Duty 4.
Oh man, must have been really awkward whenever you were in the same room with number 7.
No, I tell you what. So X-Play back in the day, they would do like random leaderboard things every now and then,
Yeah.
and then there was like a week where they were doing Call of Duty 4 arcade mode headshots, and I was like, oh my god, I could appear on this. And that week I was bumped down to like number 13, and I was fucking pissed.
That sucks. Also, lols.
Because they only showed the top 12.
They only showed the top 10. I was like, motherfucker. I was also number 1 in the headshots with the Medal of Honor reboot.
Mike asked a question. He said, anyone ever seen a real ghost?
I've told this story.
Let me answer that for you. No.
I have seen.
Anyway.
But there was Fugu Hui 8.
I have told the
with.
story.
Yeah.
I have told a story once about seeing something that I can't explain. That's all I know. But I'm not going to tell it again because I told it.
I guess Metal Gear Solid's a game
I was going to say. I feel
lot.
like that's one that I feel like you've played. So
Yeah,
much.
I played that one a lot.
The thing is, I play so many games at this point. I don't know if I ever stop and take the time to memorize one.
Me
front to
either.
Back, like that's why my examples are like Ocarina of Time and GoldenEye 64, because back in the day, that's like one of the few games I played, and I played them over and over and over again. So,
all right, next question from Sir Thomas Thipple. Portal, that's a good one. Yeah, actually, the Portal might be one for me too. I've played a lot of Portal. Sir Thomas Thipple asks, nothing worse than unfunny comedy. What is the most unfunny film, game, book, etc. you've endured? Bonus points for being around a person or people who were actively enjoying it while you weren't. In recent memory, mine would be seeing Trainwreck in theaters. I've seen Burn Ward's funnier than that fucking travesty, and everyone in the theater was just lapping it up.
Was Trainwreck the one with Bill Hader and?
Yeah.
Oh, the movie was all right.
That came out a few months ago, didn't
Right,
it?
that's Bill Hader and.
No, that's an older one, I think.
What's her name?
I think Bernadette likes that movie.
Yeah, I remember. Is also John Cena in that movie as like her ex-boyfriend or something?
Yes, that's Trainwreck.
Yeah, I like that movie. It was all right.
You know, I used to feel that way about Jackass back in the day.
Amy Schumer.
And
Amy
then,
Schumer, there he is.
And then a good friend of mine who loved it, he took me, we all went as a group for his birthday to see the second movie. And then I completely turned around.
There's some funny shit in that show.
Which movie?
Jackass.
Oh, Jackass. No, yeah, Jackass is good.
Oh,
That's some
man.
good shit.
I always remember the scene with He's like he's sitting in like the armchair in the field behind like the jumbo jet, and they turn on the engine, and he's sitting there in the chair, and they don't show the engine, they just see like the wind start to pick up or whatever, and he's sitting there and he has like an end table with like a beer on it, and he's like sitting here and the wind's picking up and his hair's flapping in the wind, and then he goes to reach for the beer and the beer bottle just flies away, and then he like grabs the chair. Oh my god, there's some funny shit.
Just the opening to that second movie with the running of the bulls in slow motion through like these prop houses. I was dying laughing.
That is some dumb shit, but there is a lot of shit in that movie that does not make me laugh, but there was some really great shit.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you know what the last one
like the horse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about the horse.
No.
I will say, I'll give a shout out to Anchorman 2. That movie was not...
It was okay.
Oh man, I couldn't. It just...
I kind of feel that way about a lot of...
Wait, what was the question specifically?
Have you ever... unfunny movie?
Have you ever seen an unfunny movie?
No, you've endured.
What's the last unfunny movie that you found to be unfunny?
But people around you
were
enjoyed it.
Meet the Parents.
Funny?
That's hard. I don't like...
I don't like awkward comedies like Meet the Parents.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like them. I see the appeal of them, but I can't.
It depends on if it's good or not. Like cringy stuff.
Dude, Meet
the
Parents is a great movie, but I still have
the
trouble
original
watching
one. Fockers was not very good in my opinion. James Franco has some hit and miss stuff. Some of the comedy stuff he does. What was the not him?
Did David Zombie just say Deadpool?
You fool! Was not him? Was that the one with James Franco and Bryan Cranston?
Where he's like meeting
that one was mad.
I never saw it, but
it was like they pitched his like this spiritual successor to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, but as a comedy.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got to move on. Question from our new patron Liam. In Wolfenstein 2, the Nazis won the Second World War. What alternate reality would you like explored in a game? Sorry if it's been asked before. I don't think not necessarily.
I mean, this is just me just wanting another fucking freedom fighters. But yeah, I like Cold War fiction.
Freedom fighters Nazis?
No, it's Russians.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the premise of freedom fighters is that they were technologically superior and they nuked Berlin in World War II and won the war, and like almost all the world came under the Iron Curtain except for.
I would like
America.
to see an alternate universe where Hillary Clinton won the election. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Next question.
That's tough. Hold on, I'm thinking about it.
And you whip your ass. I'm a monster. What can I say?
I feel like I've had thoughts like this in the shower.
The thing is, like, a lot of these like alt history like scenarios that you can imagine have been done.
Yeah, most of the big ones have already been done.
The Resistance is an alt history thing.
Oh no!
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I'm just not thinking about because
a lot of it ended up as shooters.
What if World War I had never happened?
But like, it's also
World War II would be World War I.
You got to think about what's conducive to like making a good video game.
But there wouldn't have been a lot of the seed causes for World War II.
But like Wolfenstein is great because the premise of the Nazis winning gives you this opportunity to make a really interesting shooter because everybody wants to kill Nazis.
Yeah,
but you got to think about what other alternate what other alternate timelines or history events would lend themselves well to a video game?
There's an interesting strategy.
I think most of the examples would be things having to do with war that would just lead to more shooters. I think there are other alternate history like examples in like television and books and whatnot. Like what's the one on the Hulu show or Amazon show? Like is it where someone goes back in time to prevent the assassination of
11/22/63?
James Franco goes back in time to prevent the
but see, that's an interesting premise, but I don't think it would make a great video game. It would probably make a better movie or TV show or book than it would a video game, in my opinion. Unless, I mean, I could be wrong. There could be ways to do it, but I think most alternate timelines would just lead to more shooters, and that's not necessarily super.
Yeah, I'm having trouble trying to think of a game that it wouldn't be a shooter.
No, the Command and Conquer Red Alert. I mean, that is an alternate history game.
Yeah, but sure. But like, it always comes down to war of some kind, right?
Yeah, but So does history.
That's good, J52. What if the dinosaurs hadn't been gone extinct?
What if the dinosaurs have never been in
What if that was the subject of a Dr.
What if people
and dinosaurs coexisted?
What if we evolved as people into what we are today, but dinosaurs never went anywhere?
Why dinosaurs though? There have been 5 mass extinctions on this planet.
Correct.
What if one of those earlier forms of life had lived and the dinosaurs never came about?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's not. Don't.
Interesting.
Don't.
There was so you remember this? You probably read it in high school. A Sound of Thunder. No. It was a short story about a time travel agency and people going back in time and hunting, and a hunter steps off the path and kills a butterfly, and that changes the course
the butterfly
of history.
effect.
Okay, they made a movie out of that.
About the butterfly effect?
No, A Sound of Thunder.
Because they did make.
And
they also made a Treehouse of Horror about that.
Okay, and it was atrocious, a movie. But their idea of compensating for that and having all the characters and actors in there was that time would change in waves, and so every 20 minutes of the movie, there was a time change, and so New York City would suddenly become a jungle, but there were still humans around, and then they had to explain this. It was fucking terrible.
We're getting off on tangents here, but I will say that reminds me. I don't know where people fall with the whole butterfly effect movie, the one with Ashton Kutcher or whatever. But I remember that movie being really good.
It was all right.
I really like that movie.
Dude,
the first one. I think they made sequels.
They made a TV show.
The first butterfly effect movie with Ashton Kutcher was legit.
I mean, even if it was a good movie, congratulations. What are you going to do? Go watch it again?
Sure.
That movie's depressing as fuck.
I know, it is very depressing. You have to be in a very specific mood to watch it. But it's well made.
I've never been in a mood to watch that movie.
All right. Final question for the evening from SMG Sterling. With Assassin's Creed Origins coming out tomorrow and Halloween right around the corner, if you were an ancient Egyptian pharaoh and died, who would you choose to have mummified with you to go with you into the afterlife?
Is that how that works?
Also, what item would you choose to fill your tomb with in order to have it with you in the afterlife?
If I was an Egyptian pharaoh?
Is that how that works? Do you get to pick someone
I would probably have my slaves mummified, and I would probably choose to have my tomb filled with gold and
frankincense and myrrh
and oils and other sorts of fruits and foods typical of the time.
I was gonna say Scarlett Johansson and Dr. Pepper.
I bet say I feel like Crispy's going with the historic answer. That's what it would be.
I would pick an enemy that I fucking hate.
It has to go.
Bitch, you're coming with me.
He has to go with you. Yeah.
No. You would pick that person's dog. I'm taking your dog.
That'd be cold, man.
By the way, exactly. Is that how that worked? They actually pick someone?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Who cares?
That's weird. Okay.
I mean, there were
weird.
There's been plenty of fiction.
I'm gonna go with Nolan's answer.
Ancient pharaohs or people being mummified, and to keep their secret with them, they took their slave to the grave with them.
Interesting.
Remember me.
All right.
That's all the questions this week. Thanks to all our patrons for asking those questions. Some pretty good ones.
Yep.
Every week we post a thread, and a patron can ask any question they want.
Patreon.com/4Player.
That's the place to go.
All right. It's that time to wrap up the show with the 4-Player Minute. Hype, sweat, thank you, fuck you, or any combination that you see fit. Who is going to go first? Nolan?
I can go.
Okay.
The weird thing is my 4-Player Minute is actually going to be very similar to my 4-Player Minute from last week. But first of all, hype. Super Mario Odyssey. Jesus Christ. I am so excited for that game. You don't even know how excited I am. I'm ready to play it. What's up?
You stole my hype, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My fucking hype.
My B. Didn't mean to do that.
You're harshing my hype.
Okay, well, then my other hype is for Stranger Things Season 2.
I'm less hyped about that.
Yeah, that comes out
tomorrow.
It comes out, it comes out 15 minutes ago. Yeah. Is when it officially went up, I believe.
So people have already finished watching it?
Probably, yeah. So pretty excited to watch that. I'm big fan of the first
thank you in
season.
chat if you're still here.
Sweat.
Everyone's like, oh shit.
I don't know. Like, it's getting pretty good. It's getting mediocre, we'll say, to appease everyone. It's not bad. It's not great. It is leaning towards
it's been
good.
getting pretty solid reviews. I don't know. I think mediocre is
the
pretty
numbers
harsh.
when applied have been high. I mean,
Well, I'm not talking about numbers. I'm talking about the quality of the game. Like Crispy was saying, the actual reviews of the game have been like, it's good.
Yeah, no. You know what put me from hype to sweat for that game?
Hmm?
The E3 demo when they were showing off just doing the world.
Yeah.
And the first thing that happens, he kills a guard and he drops an item and it's a legendary bow.
Oh,
and I'm
really?
like, oh no.
I don't remember
They're
that.
doing the RPG weapons and armor thing, aren't they?
that's kind of cool.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
But some people see that as a cool
it's so
thing.
prolific at this point.
It's so passive.
It kind of is, yeah.
Man, what do you...
Tough
Shut up, Chris Davis. You don't know what you're talking about.
Tough crowd. They add a new feature, and suddenly you're like, no, that's not the feature I wanted.
Because the game is loot boxes.
Not my Assassin's Creed.
And anyway, and then my fuck you this week is actually non-video game related. But it's actually going to go to Amazon. I ordered a pair of shoes on Amazon on October 10th. I still have not received them. 2-day shipping.
You complained about that last week.
Yeah, did I again?
I think
They're still not here. They were supposed to be delivered yesterday.
Every week until they.
It's ridiculous. Like, I'm just give me my fucking shoes. Fuck you.
I ordered Blade Runner before Blade Runner came out, and I still haven't received it.
Oh wow, that's pretty crazy.
Jesus Christ!
But it did say usually ships in 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, mine was
So-
like, get it in 2 days. Mine literally said if you order within the next like 5 hours, you'll get it on like Wednesday.
Although I've got all of y'all beat though, because I ordered a movie 3 years ago and it still hasn't arrived.
Well,
I don't think it's coming.
No,
it's not coming.
I don't think they're trying to get it to you.
No, they're not trying.
Someone at Amazon was like, shit, we've got to get him that fucking movie.
He really needs Home Alone 2. Lost in New
No,
York.
I really need the Blu-ray
There's
copy
some
of Godzilla
UPS
vs. Megalon.
driver lost out there trying to find your place still.
All right, that's it for me.
Chris Davis?
I guess my first hype this week is going to obviously go to Wolfenstein. I've had a gap in the past 2 days because I beat Evil Within 2 this week, and it's been a long stretch of waiting for this game, and it's finally here, and I get to play it. Oh my god. My second hype this week is for actually a news topic we could have covered, but we didn't.
You didn't put it in the doc.
I didn't think about it until it was too late.
We chose not to.
Animal Crossing, Pocket something.
Fuck that, no. I'm not going to play that Furniture Simulator. Microsoft announced and released their first Xbox original backwards compatible games.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For the Xbone. And one of the first 19 titles is Ninja Gaiden Black. And you know what? I kind of want to play that game again. Because that game was fucking stellar. One of the best character action games ever made.
Never played it. Probably never will.
I'm really disappointed
missed
in you,
out.
Chris Davis.
How? Why?
There was a lot of build up for Ninja Gaiden Black.
You haven't played Ninja Gaiden Black. You don't know. You don't know, son.
This is a 4-player minute, sir.
I haven't not been playing
My
Ninja
sweat
Gaiden
goes
Black
to
for like
Assassin's Creed
17
Origins
years.
because as much as I want to experience a new, this new supposedly revitalized Assassin's Creed game, it's still an Assassin's Creed game, and the things I want from it, they're probably not going to deliver on.
That is the... Sorry.
They're not going to deliver on the future.
Is
They never
excited to
do
play
it.
a game he's
They've given up on it.
absolutely already.
So fuck them. And my fuck you goes to Amazon. Just like Nolan, but for a completely different reason. They announced the stupidest thing the other day.
What was it?
Amazon Key.
What is
the
that?
stupidest thing in
What
the
is
world.
this?
What is it?
The idea is it's in-home delivery of packages.
Oh, they can actually go into your
People,
home.
Amazon can deliver packages to you in your home now. They will open your door
They'll
and
bring
they will
the
drop it
package
inside
up
for
to
you.
your bedroom. They'll slide it under your pillow. They'll give you a gentle kiss on the forehead, and then they'll tiptoe gently out the front door.
How do they... Wait, do you just have to provide them with a key? Like, what is this?
Like it's some kind of like smart key access involving a camera.
Somebody
and-
out there has a fucking key to my
Here's the
house?
downside. Then they shit in your toilet and wipe standing up.
There you go. There you go. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking? That's not going to go off well in the United States at all,
No,
which is your key market.
Maybe it will...
And the rest of the world, they're going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? No.
That's
so fuck you for being overly ambitious, and eventually we're gonna have things like
wasn't there? I saw something about them like wanting to take it one step further and actually deliver, or maybe that wasn't Amazon. Maybe that was one of those companies that like delivers groceries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like they will actually go into your home and put it in your fridge.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck?
I had a really
No,
dark
thank you.
joke
Please
about
stay
this,
out of
but
my
now
home.
I'm not going to say it. I can't.
Please stay out of my home. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not. I don't. So
That's where I keep my severed hobo heads.
yeah.
Was that
That was it for
okay. Crispy, would you like to go first before me?
Oh yeah, I'll go third.
Third. Fine. Third.
Nick doesn't know how to count or wipe his ass. Anyway.
God damn.
My hype this week is for Super Mario Odyssey, and I have an even better reason to be hyped than Nolan. Because I'm going to be playing it tomorrow night on the stream for you guys. Yay. For you sons of bitches. So you can watch like 4 hours of Super Mario Odyssey, or maybe like me struggle to complete 30 minutes of Super Mario Odyssey over the course of 4 hours. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. Just
please don't break it.
I think you should break it.
Fuck you.
My sweat is also going to be Assassin's Creed just because, I mean, Ubisoft is Ubisoft, you know? Even when they make a good game, it's still an Ubisoft.
Ubisoft going Ubisoft.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Ubi. It's like their name sucks. Like, I'm not a fucking
Well, they are
pronounce it.
French.
So, man, fuck those
Fuck
guys.
all you haters.
My fuck you for the week, appropriately enough, goes to Evil Lore. As somebody in chat said earlier, man, just keep your damn penis to yourself.
Dude,
okay?
I read the...
Okay,
I don't know,
you lost millions of dollars over this.
Did anybody read the description of what that whole situation
Yeah.
was? It was weird.
It was weird.
If he would have
Weird.
sold NeoGAF within 24 hours of that controversy happening, he would have made so much money. And now his investment's gone down to like maybe 3 digits.
Well, that serves him right. Anyways...
Whatever the server upkeep costs are. And my thank you for this week goes to Chris Davis for letting me borrow his Switch so I can play Super Mario
Odyssey. It's called Odyssey.
Brothers Odyssey. Super Mario Brothers Odyssey.
Shut up.
Luigi has to be
Have
in
they
the
said
game,
Luigi's
right?
in there?
Luigi's got
Nobody's in there somewhere. You know it.
Probably.
Luigi's got to be in the game. Come on, guys. Super Mario Odyssey for you fine people.
Would you like the Pro Controller?
So
as well?
thank him. Yes, of course. What am I,
Okay.
a fucking monster?
Okay, just saying.
Man, fuck all you haters. You done?
I'm done.
My hype this week goes to Assassin's Creed Origins because I love Assassin's Creed, and they took 2 years off. It seems like they've put together a much better game.
They took a year off.
They took a year. That's what I said.
You said they took 2 years off.
They took 2 years to develop it, or 2 years. It's been in development longer than that, but there's been 2 years since they released the last Assassin's Creed game. I think it's probably going to show that it paid off. We'll see. I'll talk about it next week for sure, to let you know for sure how I feel about that. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they've made some good decisions with it. I'm very excited to play it. Also, it's the team that made Black Flag, and Black Flag is a fantastic, ambitious entry in that franchise. I would be totally cool if they were kind of in charge of that franchise solely going forward, but obviously that's not going to happen because that would prevent it from being an annual franchise. I hope this 2-year cycle continues. I don't think we need another one next year.
I like 3 years. 3 years.
3 years
good.
is fine too. Whatever. I feel like it's been long enough since I played
Maybe-
Assassin's Creed Syndicate that like I feel my interest in the series feels revitalized a little bit. Like
Maybe
it was
Luke
nice
Sky-
taking a year off.
Maybe
of it.
Luke Skywalker was right. Maybe all that we know is that the time for the Assassin's Creed to end. It's time. Damn it! I fucked that up.
Yeah,
You
you
fucking
fucking
did
Damn it! I fucked it up.
just go
No,
home.
don't hit me.
Damn it!
Sorry.
Assassin's Creed 4 wasn't that ambitious.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It wasn't.
Are you?
They took a great mechanic from 3,
Bro.
and they just turned it into a game.
What?
That's all
I'm
they did.
very confused.
Wait, which one's for? Oh, is Black Flag.
The naval combat started in Assassin's Creed 3. A
Yeah.
lot of people forget that.
No, I understand that. I understand the naval combat was there.
They just turned it into a game.
They
Dude,
did a lot more
They
than
did
turn it
a
into
lot
a game.
more than turn that into a game.
Not
not so
Yes,
much.
they
Yeah.
did. Go back and play that game and tell me that
They
wasn't.
just fleshed out the mechanics.
No,
That's
I'm-
all they did.
They made it a
took-
fucking pirate game.
They took that
It was
mechanic.
3 was already half a pirate
They
game.
took that mechanic that existed in Assassin's Creed 3 in a very contained
you
space.
did it like
and
twice in 3.
You did it several times.
They extrapolated it out into an open world setting and blended it with Assassin. Like, dude, they did way more than just take that and make it.
Seas.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you on that. I also, my fuck you of the week goes
to
to.
me.
I'm sorry. It goes. Oh my god! I'm gonna change
Give it to me.
my.
Just give it. Just
No,
give it.
I'm
now.
not starting this conversation. I get really flustered. I get really flustered when I try to talk about Assassin's Creed. I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm just gonna shift my fuck you of the week, and I'm gonna give it to the sitters. You know what I'm saying?
The sitters.
The sitters.
Oh, for white.
Oh,
Because Nick feels bad because he just found out he can sit.
the sitter shitters.
I've been wasting all of this effort. I could have been sitting the entire time. Fuck you guys.
How many hours of gaming could you have gotten back from?
I don't get it. What do? Spread your ass open?
See, also, Chris Davis's comment right there, like, think of how much gaming you could get done, also makes me realize that he does not understand the logistics of how this works. I'm not.
He doesn't know how to poop.
He thinks like I'm like.
It's an hour-long
You literally
endeavor.
think I'm like shitting standing up, which first of all is hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
What's the status of that straw poll, Chris Davis?
Oh God.
What? No.
Okay, where?
Oh no! Is this what I think it
there
is?
in chat.
I don't want
it
to. I don't
is.
want to see. This is gonna piss me off.
Drum
when I see the
roll,
result.
please.
No, I don't want to see it. Oh fuck all you!
Jesus Christ!
This is
That's only
bullshit.
26
There's a
votes.
2-1 lead.
That is not a statistically significant sample. You can't extrapolate anything from that.
I can't.
You're right.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
Well, it is some kind of shit.
Yeah.
Hey, with the there's more votes
there's
coming
a
in.
little bit of shift. Oh, 60
Oh, shit.
Oh, people are just doing that because they're fucking around
The
now.
standers are standing up.
That was so loud.
Sorry.
God damn it.
I'm fairly certain you could add 4 more votes to it on us, and we already know what the votes are.
Sorry. Let me continue. My sweat for this week. Actually, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna say my hype. I finished my Silent Hill series run this week. Don't do it, guys. No.
No!
Go, Nick. What are you saying?
That doesn't
My
count.
Silent Hill series run. I finished it this week after fucking like a year and a half. I finished the series run, all 8 games, and I've started production on my top 5 Silent Hill games, which I've wanted to do for a very long time.
You have.
I'm excited to do it. I'm going to be recording audio over the next day or two, and I hope I can get that out before Halloween, but I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. That's my sweat. I don't know if I'm going to get it up before Halloween. We'll see what happens. And what am I forgetting? I did hype, sweat, fuck you. My thank you of the week? Oh, Jesus.
Did you just thank Jesus?
No, I didn't thank Jesus.
Thank Visceral
How do you think
for all
he
the
should?
good times.
Uh,
We'll
How
always
would-
have the good times.
I'm just going to do a second hype because
How did
I don't know. I'm
Jesus
not
shit?
thankful for anything right now. My hype.
You heard it
no,
here.
No, I take it back. My thank you goes to all the people who showed up to watch my Silent Hill series run, my streams. I've had a really good time playing Silent Hill 3 and 4 over the past few weeks on the stream. I've enjoyed people's company. I've enjoyed having people who are in chat who have played the game more recently and kind of helped me out when I need it, and that's great. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a really good time with that whole series run. So thank you for tuning in and participating and watching.
You're right, Terramont. Only 5 more days.
And that's it, guys. That's it.
Nick
That's our
is-
show. We need to wrap this up. This show's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
Too much shit talk
This
going
is a
on.
bad show, guys.
This is a
and
objective.
this is an episode 525.
This is an objective. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it
Did we do
is.
525 last week?
No, we
No.
did 524 last week.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, because we did
Usually Nick
523 the
fucks
week
up the
before
number,
that.
but he got it right this
I
week.
don't know. You
First of
better
all,
double check.
usually is a little misleading. I have fucked it up 2 or 3 times. We've done 500 of these
2 or
shows.
3.
That's also
100.
not how you spell podcast.
Fuck you. Oh my god.
Looks like Poocast from here.
Thank you,
Who cares?
everybody. Like we said at the beginning of the show, is there anything you want to chime in on? I'm sure we're going to have it. I can't wait to read the feedback on next week's podcast. I can't wait. it's going to be 99% shit talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have any comments or feedback from this week's episode, leave us a comment at 4playernetwork.com. If you'd like to support us on financially, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/4player. Reminder, $1 patrons get to ask us questions, and they get early access to the podcast for 24 hours without ads, which is nice. And Discord. We'd love to have any of you guys in Discord. It's free. It's just a great way to keep in contact with us and the rest of the community. Discord.gg/4player is the address. We hope to see you there. 4playernetwork.com is the website. And I think that's it. Join Crispy and myself and maybe Nolan tomorrow. We'll be streaming these Assassin's Creed and Super Mario Odyssey, looks like, a lot tomorrow. So hopefully you'll join us for that. And that's it. Good night, guys. Thank you for listening/watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you next Thursday.
Miss you already.
Goodbye.